I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. Muted. Getting a phone call to get something sorted out, verified and thing. So the sound is up right now, all right? And you should be hearing me. Welcome to the show, everybody. A lot of things, lots and lots of things to go through tonight. So jump on quick, hit the like button, share, subscribe. We have some guests who will be joining us shortly as well to come and discuss and share their thoughts as it relates to Jamaica's football, the game tomorrow against Suriname. And truthfully, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know where to begin, but I don't know. Should I begin on a positive note? Should I begin on a positive note, or should I deal with all the negatives first? Should I do that? Let me just do this. I don't know. Tell me, people, should I begin with the positives that are happening, or should I just dive into the negative? Because there are some good things. There are some good things happening. All right. So I don't know. Tell me, people, what should I do? Should I go with positive or just negative end it off with the all right. So Wint, Mr. Wint finally resigned. Like that just happened like 22 or so minutes ago. Because what happened is that the players basically left training. All right. What happened is that the players turned up and they understood somehow. They got wind. This is why this is so conflicting, you know. The players got wind that he did not resign, but he was suspended. So the players left, said that they are not training. They pack up the stuff and say they are not going to train. All right. Now, after that, Mr. Wint stepped down and the players are back at training. They're actually getting ready and the game is on. Because you know that people buy tickets already. So this thing, listen, this is a lot of madness, a whole heap of dominoes. Because now, you know, you have to get a general secretary, you know. So you understand me? So before we get into that, the players are going to be training after the Surinamese team has left and cleared out, and then they will go in and train. So that should be happening right now. But Mr. Wint stepped down. So Dalton Wint is no longer the general secretary as we speak. All right. Now the players still believe, because they have been pushing for this. They are confident that they can get the result without Andre Blake in goal. So just letting you know, Andre Blake will not be available for tomorrow's game. All right. So, and, well, Amal Knight is waiting on a result to see if he can be, he can be ready for the game tomorrow. So Amal Knight will not be available. All right. Not Amal Knight, sorry, Andre Blake. And let's hope that Amal Knight is yo, the whole thing. Let's hope that Amal Knight can keep. That's all I'll say, people. So we're gonna get some reports from training. Now, listen, you want me to tell you about the U20 keeper? You don't listen. This is drama. So, oh boy, I don't even know what to tell you. All right, I can't. If I give you more bad news, on not gonna manage. I can't even tell you about. You don't want to hear about the U20 goalkeeper? All right, so the U20 players that Dexter Lembiskia, he's in Jamaica, so he has arrived. Tyler Roberts is back at camp. All right, the goalkeeper, the U20 goalkeeper, and two of the other players, when the camp ended, they were staying in a resort in Montego Bay. They were supposed to check out and head back into camp today because a drive should have been arranged for them. The drive did not arrive. Right? So the players are still in Montego Bay, which means that they're not going to come up until in the morning. All right? So that means even if they wanted to, the goalkeeper could not keep. So what we are left with is, I'm understanding that they can't even bring in a goalkeeper to keep who would, unless it's a Jaden White, would have been a part of their pool. So like Eric Edwards, those players are a Damian Hyatt, or just give me the names in the league, or a Foster. Those players are not even registered. So if Night Test Yeah. If night test isn't favorable, I hope it is, then we're going to be short in terms of goalkeeping. So Blake is, Andre Blake will not be keeping. Listen, Duckland and Jason with about logistics. Listen, if they had told me, it would have been like I can't for the life of me, people, because listen, it is social media unseen. Welcome to the show. It is it's a people. This thing with the players, it's a terrible, terrible situation, and I want to leave it because I don't want to make a bad thing worse and stuff, but it don't look good just to move them from Montego Bay to Kingston. If you know, Montego Bay is not a place for you to have people go and wait somewhere for hours. Don't. So Andre Blake is out because of the big C. Unless there's a speedy recovery, I don't know. Dalton Wint is out because of the big R.
Mornings, man. So we are ready for that. With under 20 players. Dalton Wint.
Eh?
The under 20 players not in the camp.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe because the general secretary was about the arrangements couldn't be made. I don't know who is responsible for it, but it just never happened. Like this whole thing need to fix, man.
The wind strikes again.
So I mean, at least the players are going to train. The players are going to be at the game. All right, somebody said Paul Ali speaking live right now. All right, that's where is he speaking? I don't know. I mean, Unseen can check it out. But the press conference was also very interesting today. I was a part of the press conference and brought up some things, but some very good question was asked, I think, by most of the persons, in particular. Yeah, by Formula. But one of the interesting things to me that came up in the press conference, Unseen, listen to this, right? So the coach explained that some players didn't come because of baby, marriage, wedding, all of those things. So now, I'm not sure if you can question the player's commitment, because if it is family and somebody have a baby, that's family matter. Mariapa's situation was different. When they see what the players wrote, the reason why some players weren't over there is not because they gave excuses. It is because of the logistical issues, right? Logistical issues because of how the flights were arranged. But how Paul responded today, you can't question the commitment of the players. So somebody said that the press conference was a sham. Because go ahead, Unseen.
The man to be a professional as possible because.
So you say I tell that lie?
Yeah, I tell lie. Because maybe look up short contract when him sign up the clause and night we can get him a problem. So he must be as professional as possible. But him give it into when him say the last part of the thing when the man ask him why if him committed with the players. Man say 100%. That answer the whole thing. We never want you nothing more from that.
All right, Ansi, let me just take you this. You say Hobbs, hell and Powderhouse if them lose tomorrow. I think the players, listen, they have to win. Even without the captain Blake in goal, they have to win. Reggae Boy Central. Whoever tell you that, listen, people, you have some people, them have agenda and them are going to tell lie. The U20 squad, me name it already. Every single one of the English players are included. Every single one. They are included. There are more persons outside of Jamaica, born outside of Jamaica, in the U20 team than people born in Jamaica. I went as far as saying you could see a starting 11 of players, right? Players all born outside of Jamaica starting in the U20. So one time, me now repeat it, me now say it again. Whoever you hear that from, you need to ask them where them get it from. And ask them to show you the list, because there's a list that is out. Me don't talk David. All right, David? Reggae Boy Central David. That is it. Me now answer that again. All right? So let's go back to the press conference and see.
Right.
Yeah. So you're saying that the press conference was a lie?
Of course. Of course. You can see to the man's request there. Professionalism stand out.
Somebody saying that he was just being diplomatic.
Right, the man know to play the game.
So the players are
even if you watch if you watch Sportsmax, they put out a video because they were at the airport this morning.
Yes.
And they were interviewing the president. Even the president a soft note certain things. You understand? Them not really say certain things from the air, like, you know, because them ask him, here said the coach had resigned. He went, no, the coach was just standing by his players, you know, really soft in the players. Them thing there. I said, yo, but deep down the man them know, so they know what they're gonna do. They know what they're gonna do, them plan it. And when them go to talk to even Damian Lowe, you know, Damian Lowe not really be care.
Yeah.
He talk. Even Damian Lowe be diplomatic.
Yeah, okay. But you saw the letter that I guess people would have seen what the boys wrote, right? All right. So people, all right. So the under 20 team, let me give you the let me see if I have. I'm going to give you the list of players that are, oh geez, I hope I have it still. Where is it? Oh, and then we never save it and see. I hope we can find it, you know. Let me see if I can find it. I hope I can find it.
Yeah, find them, make one phone call.
No, man. All right, people. So let me give you the U20 team that needs to be registered. So anybody who tell you that the players are not in it. No. Let me say one thing. Paul Hall at the press conference today, I'm telling you, there are some, listen, people, tonight, I don't really want Coach Minzy just for your sake, because you see some people are going to say all the things. Any player who don't have the passport, who you are going to blame? Because when the persons were purchasing the ticket, they asked the person who contacted the players about the passport. So if they have their citizenship, their passport are going to be processed. So if you don't know other thing, no come ask me. If you don't know, so none of them in there, no ask me. The list, no ask me. If you don't know, so none of them in there, then no come ask no question. Come and tell people, say none of them in there, no know for a fact. The team that is set down to be registered, and the registration is supposed to go in by Wednesday, by the latest Wednesday 12. It includes Tariq Zemenez, Romain Blake, Duncan McKenzie, Asher Hutchinson, Christopher Pearson, Jamon Barkley, Devontae Campbell, Lamont Rochester, Luke Badley Morgan, Jamari Clark, I think this name, Unseen, you know what happened? I know what happened. Some of the names that, all right?
I only said it one.
Huh? Yeah, I have the oldest, but I still have the name. Dexter Lembekisa, who came into Jamaica, Jaden Anderson, Tyler Roberts, Kobe Thomas, Chad James, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Amari Hutchinson, according to Paul Hall. Paul Hall at the press conference said today that if he gets his passport. If he had his passport, he would be in the team. And all the people telling lies that Tariq Xemenes is injured. Stop telling lie on the youth and call bad things down on the youth. You guys are too lie, man. The guy played Premier League for Mount Pleasant yesterday. Stop doing it. And I know the person who is doing it. And I told him not to do it. He's a big, big mature man.
Oh my God.
And he keeps going around. Because one player's injured, he keeps going around telling people. Xemenes played for Mount Pleasant yesterday. He is not injured. You're a big man and you're asking people to help and people are trying to get Splat to be looked at. You are calling people, asking them to look at the young player Splat. You explain the situation. The people are doing everything to get him to go back to the camp. And then you go around telling people about Xemenes is injured and how Splat injured and they're being unfair. You're a big man. Stop doing it. And I told you, if you keep on doing it, I'm going to come out and call out your name. And you know who you are. Stop doing it. Tariq Xemenes played for Mount Pleasant yesterday. He's not injured. Tariq Xemenes was at the camp all the way up until he went to Catalonia. He came off, he recovered. They said to him, sit out the game because you're in the team. Come on, man, and be honest. When we have real problems, let's talk about the real problems. Bring up the real issues. All of a sudden, Tariq Xemenes must come out of the team because he's injured. Just because Splat is injured, come on, man. We can't be like that.
Imagine now, man.
And then you call him the phone every day, tell him to talk about Splat. Is Splat going to be called up on all of those things? You're talking to the coach and everybody, and they're trying to work out this thing because of what happened. And you know the full details of what happened. On the Thursday, at the training, and on the Friday, why he didn't play in the game. We need to be honest. You know what happened Wednesday. You know what happened on Thursday. You know why he didn't play. And you know the calls. You were part of the calls. You spoke to the people. You were on the phone with them. You talk to them. You talk to the team manager. You talk to the player. You had a conference call with the player and somebody else. You were told that Tariq Xemenes was not injured. You were shown Tariq Xemenes playing for Mount Pleasant. Why we like that? Let's not do that, man. We have enough serious problems. We have enough serious problems. All of a sudden, Tariq Xemenes must be dropped from the national under-20 team. Just because the coach said, listen, we asked the player, would you like to play? The player said he was having an injury that he picked up 3 months ago at his club. He couldn't play in the game. They said, okay. They named all the other players, including Omari Hutchinson, you know, every single person who came from England. Every person who came from England made the team. Omari Hutchinson, Paula says, does not have a passport. He's in Jamaica trying to get it. plot is still in Jamaica. They have spoken to the coach to explain to the coach. It's not a matter of Zeminis. So let's move on from that. All right. So let me get to the JFF now. Let me get to the JFF. You cannot have the players check out of a hotel, stand up waiting on vehicle to move them from Montego Bay to Kingston all day and don't get them moved. That is not good. That is not good. In a Montego Bay,
Man is man. Wint out of power.
huh?
Wint the out of power.
Win out of power or win power out? Which one?
I power out, you know what I mean?
Listen, the players have to turn up tomorrow. Right? Because, like I said, Dalton Wint is out. And I think, given all that has transpired, rightly so.
We should have out, because we say suspension, you know.
No. All right, so what happened is that the players were told that he resigned. They turned up for training. By the time they got there, they heard that he will be suspended. Then pack up them accoutrements and say them not training and they're not playing.
They turned off for training. They never did that.
No, meaning that they were supposed to go to training now. So that they pack up them accoutrements out of bus and all of that, and they didn't go to no training. They said they're not going to train. So he resigned, and then they were going to wait until after. Until after the Panama, the Surinamese team train to start training. So the players are training. The game is on because Mr. Dalton Wint has resigned.
No, that's official for me.
It is official.
That come out in a JFF say that, you know.
It is official. It is official. It is official. That is why the players went to training.
Only by time of training, the player them get chicken out.
No, they're not getting tricked this time. They're not getting tricked. The one issue I have is that, you know, the Big C is affecting the captain.
Man,
so
man,
he
in Chambers we trust, man.
In who? in Chambers we trust.
Hey, you see the coach, I the person that picked Chambers at the squad, he needs to leave too, you know. We need to sign a petition and send him out.
Yeah.
Coach needs to get fired. That's weird.
Yeah. Whoever selected, because I know this goalkeeper don't even want to go in the goal. All right. So I did say at a minimum, if Paul Hall decides to stay, Paul Hall needs to get rid of the coaching staff. The team manager needs to, remember I said that at a minimum. The team manager needs to go. We need to step down. And here's the thing, whomever deals with the logistics, whichever company booked them flight, that person needs to go. That's at minimum. After that, we're giving the other people in the probation.
But man is man, this guy I want to know, you know, because before them jump on Win case, they will jump on the team manager case because they will have to deal with some of the logistics, like, you know. So maybe him spill the beans and start talk about things them quick before him head go on the bus. Listen,
let me say it again. You see, the team manager need to go. Paul Hall need to if he's going to keep the job, he need to reconstruct his coaching staff. Because in the press conference today, it is clear that he it is clear, was not the person who called Chambers. Right? The one thing I will say to the players, is that, listen, a lot is on your shoulders, players. So I am saying no unseen. Here's my thing. I am not into everybody need to go, because at the end of the day, who is going to replace them? The football cannot run with without people being there. So when people see this now, they might have step up or them step out. I guarantee you, people, mark Manning's man word, by the 1st of August, other people are going to resign. I go walk away from the GFF. I know at least 2 persons that by the end of July, them leaving the GFF. All right? So I am challenging the well-thinking Jamaicans out there. Right? Well-thinking Jamaican, to please posture yourself for position in the federation, because doors are opening. Paul Hall went as far as to say, that is why I'm asking you if it's real. Paul Hall said, I pick all the players. So
You want to take him blame for coaches then?
Huh?
You want to take the blame for coaches' mistake?
How Paul Hall pick,
Oh, Paul have pick Chambers. I'm a madman.
That is a problem, I'm telling you this. You see, from you hear how the man talk, you know, say how the man. I don't want to say use the word lie, But obviously, you did not speak the truth. Because you never picked that player there. And probably several other players.
We are talking about use the word.
The fact that he said that he picks 16 players and 7 players, development player. You see that 7 players there? He didn't pick them.
So there's confusion.
That's the next question. So that means you're not picking full squad.
The confusion is who picked the goalkeeper. Because the coaches at the goalkeeper club would not have selected him.
So who selected him? Goalkeeper would select him?
That question was asked. And the coach said, I select all the players. Paul Hall said he selects all the players.
But somebody, I think they need to ask him the question. Why, somebody need to ask Paul Hall in the press conference, why are you saying you select all the players when obviously you don't have knowledge about some of these players? Case in point, when you were questioned about Kaim Paris, you said you did not know the player. So how is it that you come about selecting players that you don't know about?
Ask him again.
That is something where people ask, but nobody's asking that. You just present it and say, you, Mr. Paula, said that you select all players. However, there are players that you said in the past that you weren't aware of. Therefore, it's your statement that you just gave is been proven to be false. Because, case in point, for example, Kaim Paris, you were not aware of this player. Or was this player selected? What was your input in selecting this player?
This man said that, Chris Roman said that, in research him.
So that's why I say, it is easily rebutted if you just put the question to him and say, X player, Y. And you don't know anything about these players. So how you come about having an input in selecting these players? Are you just relied on the knowledge of the other persons who selected the players?
Listen, I think what happened is that, no, but maybe what happened is that he actually have the final say, but the players are so somebody says, all right, we need a third goalkeeper. We have tried with Jaden White. Why not try with Akeem Chambers? And he says, okay, all right, let me look at him. Could that be the case?
Look upon him in a trials, man.
But there's no trials.
You can go through in the under 20 team. Man is man.
No. The thing is, I am not even sure. Paul Hall basically said, like he will decide after this game. If you listen to the press conference, I am not sure if we lose this game, if he's going to stay.
But keeping the problem, because we sure for man like that. And any ball will go off a Chambers score, you know. But man is man. I always say this, you know. I tell you, if I ask the most important question first, so you still ask the idiot question them, and then the man cut you off.
Brother. Reverse. You can't say me ask idiot question.
Earl Bailey, some football diplomatic question you ask.
Brother, you can't.
Statistical question.
Then listen, watch this. You want to tell me ask that? People, if you listen to here's what I ask. Jamaica, right? Man say me ask idiot question. You're gonna man, yo. I you know say if you just delete you for the thing. You want to say me ask idiot question. Yo, you want it easy. You want to say me ask idiot question. You ever said that, brother?
But me say I think I book up and think about fire.
You know see formula bonfire. And you man say the two question formula. Listen my question. CC. The team, 92.3% of the goal where the team conceded are from square. 10 months the coach has been there. What are you going to do? The coach said that, boy, he's glad that me said that because he will talk to the players now. What do you think about that, CC?
No, nothing is wrong with that question. That question is a solid question.
Yeah, but
all I'm saying is no manins. Look, you say
Yeah.
me, I am a different. All right, that's a solid question. The issue with me is my thing is different. If I'm asking a question, is if I ask you a question, if I have 5 questions written down. You see, when I ask you a question, I might not ask any of the other questions that I have written down because of the way in which you answered. So based on the answer that you have given for certain questions, then I will formulate my question on the spot, just like how I said just now. So it's kind of different for me. That question is a logical, is a question that you have to ask. Why is it that in the last 10 minutes of all the games,
I asked him,
we are conceding?
No, well, I never asked him that. What I asked him is this:
our crosses into the box.
What I asked him is this: what are we doing to manage the end of the games better? Because I asked that question, what are we going to do? And he admitted that it is a problem. He admitted that the square is a problem. I said to him, we only had 2 shots on target, 50%. What are we going to do? Those are football, because he said, I only want to answer questions that have to do with footballing matters. When we go about to bring up about other things, he never answer. Other people ask the questions. They ask about the resignation, he didn't answer. They ask about the role of the federation, he didn't answer. Why am I going to ask that? He want to ask about football, so ask the football in question, CC. 92.3% of the goals we concede. Well, and we have Coach Paul calling in.
That's why I love that thing there.
No, is this Coach Hall? Oh, we're not getting through. Hello?
Well, Auntie, why didn't you ask?
Oh, jeez.
Ask any question?
Hold on, people. This is important. Oh, jeez. How could I have done that? Yeah, Calvo. Here we go.
Why didn't you answer?
Yes,
Ask me question?
Good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
This is Sir P.
Sir P?
Sir means it. Sir means that we could
It's getting spooky around here.
CC start first, you know.
Investigate JFF now.
Anyway. Hey, you see you unforeseen. You see you. The man in a press conference, you know.
I
and
ask a question.
Unmute him button, you know. I know him to tell us a full question. And in there, people don't make it trick, you know. Don't make it trick. In a press conference. I'm back to CC now. You see that point where CC bring up? CC just think about that punish show. If you mean in a press conference, he wouldn't ask that. You understand? So make CC go on. Plus, you were rushed into asking questions.
Exactly.
So
and
it's not like
you were told you only had 2 questions.
You only had 2 questions.
And you couldn't ask
even if you have a follow-up,
Dear.
to the same one question where you asked, you don't get the opportunity. I remember we were told in the mornings that the last press conference
was cut
would have
short.
an extended version.
Okay.
And then this one I go cut short again. You understand? So that was the issue. But we just come to the blessing.
Well, and coach, you know,
coach, man, and just like unforeseen.
Coach, you know what people were in the press conference? You know what people were in the thing? 30 persons.
Above.
30,
no, man, more than that, man.
30. I counted 35 at one point.
46.
46. You know how long, unseen, you know how long the press conference was? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. So how that going to work? If we have 46 journalists who want to ask questions and the press conference is 40 minutes.
Man, it's enough people come in there and never know journalists then. They just come fast.
You mean to the people in the journal? Why you never ask a question?
Come fast to me, never come to ask a question.
No, Auntie, you really go to that pan live, my G. Oh gosh, Auntie. I'm gonna send a Richard's Road. Send him on Richard's Road there.
No, Richard's Road can't help him in another situation.
But coach, I mean, what are your thoughts on I don't know if you know that Andre Blake is out. What do you think now about the game tomorrow?
Jaja. Something like a boxing one.
Andre Blake is out.
Yeah, man. He has the big C.
Yeah. So I know. Well, we have to go hope say when the cross them are coming, so magnetic force have to go in a stadium to ensure say a goalkeeper and reach the ball.
Yeah. I was a little surprised though that he said that he will bring the stats to the players.
Yeah, a good question I asked in the mornings. Very good question, and it comes with evidence. That are the greatest thing about the question.
But that is what I'm. My whole thing is this: what we complain about throughout the campaign. Every time the ball.
Exactly. Me, I'll do one video named Crosses Team.
Yeah.
Because we see that the right show the thing. But for Andre Blake out still, it is, I think it's a huge loss, huge dent, knowing that he's one of the best goalkeepers, #1 goalkeeper, captain, and based on what transpired, you know, the populace not going to basically forgive Amal Knight. And worst of all, being that the Reggae Boys would have gotten their wish, certainly they'll have to go out there and put in a very decent performance, getting 2-3 goals better off Suriname to really add to the fire that they put on the JFF table today, you know. So they have to go out and put in a very good performance, win the game, get the 3 points, and then we have a lot to talk about going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Money.
Yeah, man.
Me are burn some fire, man. You need to tell where we are burn fire upon, man. Are you not ready to call that?
Give the person, and if them come back up with it tomorrow, they'll call out them name. Because because what I'm saying is that they spoke to the people, you know. They get all up, even Mr. Rudolph Speed, as much as we don't like him, believe that the player should be given the chance. And believe that, and he was going to meet with the coach to talk to the coach, the team manager, the assistant coach. So everybody has been calling and told about this, you know, and they say yes, all right, we're going to talk, we're going to deal with it for when the camp starts. They all said that, you know, there was a plan, right? So I am saying, when they are making it seem like it's Jimenez is injured and gets selected, and Splat is injured and not get selected. It's not fair, because remember, Jimenez was training from the camp actually started. So he was one of the original players, and he would have been seen by the coach. So hold on, CC. You don't want to compare Jimenez with this player who came in a week played a couple of times. The coach never actually saw him in the game. When the game, all right. So let me tell you one of the things that happened. Luke, let me help you people because I want to show you all of these things were shared with all of us. Luke Badley Morgan had a niggle on his knee. Kanaya Boyce Clark had a sprained thumb. Jamari Clark had diarrhea. And and Splat had a groin injury. All of them decided that they were not going to play the game.
Now it's part of COVID.
I don't know about that. May have a next story about that, but I'm not ready yet. All of them decided that they were not going to play the game. Anyways, on game day, Luke and the rest of Jamaican players started talking and getting along. All right? I mean, I don't know what happened because they start giving each other, Jamaican give everybody nickname. So Luke, Jamari, and Tyler, and Kanaya, all of them ended up playing. Splat did not know that they were going to play because the day before, they told him that, boy, they're not going to play because truthfully, the players have not been happy with some of this stuff. And they met with the coach and other people who said, listen, we know everything is not all right. We know certain things are not the way they are to be. But give us a chance. I am here now. I'm going to work hard to make sure that you're comfortable in every way that I can. All right? So what I think happened is that if Splat knew that they had changed their minds, he would have made an attempt to play. He didn't play. And when they asked him, he said he wasn't sure and he had the injury and he didn't want to play. They said, okay, not a problem. The other players play. All right? Remember, they did not call and tell him that he's not in the team. Nobody has called him and told him that he didn't make the cut. He just knew based from the other players. And that is how this whole thing came up. So it is not helping him when people go online and talk about Zeminis. Like Zeminis is being treated differently from him. It is not the case. Because they did not tell him that you are not part of the squad. I'm going to give you an next example. Matthew Baker got injured before Fuzzy came. Matthew Baker is not selected in the squad. And Matthew Baker didn't know until this week because he couldn't go to training last week. Though he was talking to the coach, the technical director. I'll give you some things where I know coach means it. He was talking to the technical director, but the head coach don't know that Matthew Baker was injured. So Matthew Baker is not included in the squad. When they call and say, listen, he's better now, the coach can say, all right, let me bring him in and look at him this week. Same thing with Splat. And I'm saying up to today, up to tonight, there should have been a call with the coach. So my point is, why are people going online and saying these things? And don't listen, people, don't follow people and make situation worse. That's all I'm saying. They know better. And you can't be calling and say, okay, and then you have some other people who tell a different story. The story must be consistent. That's all I'm saying. So all the players from England, everyone that came, right now are in this, including Dexter, who has not trained yet and is named in the squad. Dexter is named in the squad and Dexter has not trained yet. Dexter came to Jamaica today and they named him in the squad. Omari has not trained with the team and they named him in the squad. So obviously, it's not even a matter of training to prove yourself. because they don't know if Dexter is injured. They have not seen him. So how they name him in this? You understand what I mean, coach? So
Yeah, definitely.
so we have to be fair and honest.
But Mannings, you
Go
come
ahead.
back. You
All
come
right,
back.
coach, come in. We have to run still, you know.
Yeah, man, bigger person.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, big up.
But you come back to what me tell you, say, Mannings. You see, the issue with the whole Zimenez thing that you're saying is that I know I want. Me not even know if me say this because I don't want to say it, Mannings, and we on the platform and make it sound half controversial. But the big one issue them having is all right. Is Splat is not locally based. Zimenez is locally based. So because obviously they're saying that because Zimenez is locally based, that is why he's being picked, which is ludicrous. That is the issue. You know? That is the number one issue. See, people in brain wired to their brain are wired wrong. Because remember, the man, if you're born in Jamaica, you're not in side. And them things that they have to stop though. They must stop painting a narrative of saying that. Notice what you just said, man. Every player from England is in the squad. Why did you have to say that? Why is it that you have to declare say every player from England is in the squad? No. It could have been say one man not make his squad.
All right.
What if a man not make his squad? Nothing wrong with that. Something wrong with that?
Yeah. Let me just give people the players locally who are locally based that are in the team. Go ahead. I think Unseen has some information to share with us, CC, that is very important. Go ahead, Unseen.
All right, people. So, based on what Money's man said about the keeper, the third string keeper, a change has been made. So, Mr. Foster, a letter was sent to him, his email from the JFF to reach up by the hotel early tomorrow morning, to be in the camp. So that means Foster.
Hey, yo, just this time, we can't believe this.
So that means Foster.
Go ahead, Unseen.
Foster will be maybe the keeper that keeps us tomorrow.
You can imagine, CC. They have a keeper in the camp. And for the game, the third keeper, they're not going to use him. A keeper get called, and if it comes down to that third keeper, they rather call. You tell me. Eh?
Man, tell us, is this man in Zabia as some hustle?
Man, we feel better still.
Brethren, something is wrong with that. Something is wrong that you select 3 keepers.
And one of them can't play.
And one of them, no, he can play.
Man, he can't play, man.
No,
we sell bag juice and toothpaste and squeeze a toothpaste.
Right.
A shopkeeper. And a bag juice and squeeze a toothpaste and big Jilla Hile we sell.
So watch this now. The man who select Chambers, even that, that is the rough.
Yeah, but what I said earlier, and I think even Jairus asked if Boza and Bailey are not Jamaica born. I'm not talking about the big team. I talk U20. The fact that management had to go out and record and say that all the England players are in the squad. Something wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. What is wrong with if a man come from Spain or Italy and make the side? It just what if he is injured? There are factors why he man probably not make the squad. But because one player is locally based, make the squad, and you are painting a picture that he is injured, and then you have an injured player that is not locally based, and he make it, and he not make it. You notice what they're doing, man? I am saying it's clear that they're painting out something to say why Zimenez have to make the squad. Because that is what they're saying, you know.
Let me give you the squad. Unseen, count with me, see if this is 20. All right, and if I leave out any, you can tell me. All right. Let's start with. All right, so follow me. Tariq Zimenez, Romain Blake, Duncan McKenzie, Asha Hutchinson, Christopher Pearson, Jamon Barkley, Devontae Campbell, Luke Badley Morgan, Jamari Clark, Zion Scarlett, Kobe Thomas, Tyler Roberts, Jaden Anderson, Dexter Lembikisa, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Amari Hutchinson. Who am I leaving out unseen?
Dexter, Dexter already?
Who am I leaving? We're leaving out somebody. Let me just think. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to see if they can get the Federation. Chad James. Hold on, we have a call coming in. Hold on a sec. Yes, caller, welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Morning, Managerial.
Bless up, man. What's going on? Malachi Douglas. Yes, Malachi Douglas and Omari Hutchinson. So that should be.
Omari.
Okay, go ahead. Lamont Rochester. Yeah.
Discuss the Paula selection, right? My question is this: Lamont come out and say he's responsible for selecting the team. Why you have to bring up conspiracy theories out of nowhere, right? Yes, it's highly likely that he's assisted in picking the local players, right? But at the end of the day, wouldn't it be reasonable to say that he has to sign off on those players? And another question I would like to ask too: why did he skip over the next best players, given that our best players pulled out? Why did he skip over the next best players? Why did he skip over like a Kohlberg instead of inviting Bygrave or a Peter Lee Vassell or a Lamar Walker instead of Daniel Green?
Or Deshaun Beckford.
A Kemar Lawrence instead of Kenra Campbell.
Oh, Taxi retired from international football. Yeah.
And that's official?
Yeah, it's official.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're right though. This is Jaros, I think all of us are confused because Willie say Corey Burke is too old, but is the same age as Bygrave. So you don't. That's what I'm saying. That there's no method.
Paul himself is confused. That is my opinion. I don't care. I don't care for who are his fanboys and fangirls. I am not. I don't have much faith in him. I'm not confident in him being our national coach because it doesn't seem like he understands that he is running a national team. Why do we need 7 development players in a 23-man squad when we're supposed to be competing with teams like Mexico, United States, no Canada, Costa Rica, Panama? We're supposed to be catching up and competing with these guys. Did they forget about that? Are we competing with ourselves? Are we competing with only minnows that we can just say, all right, we don't need to have a stacked team. We can have 16 good players and then have 7 development players. Brother, just pick the best team.
What I'm saying,
pick the best team and the right tactics and go out there and deliver.
All right.
We don't need all of that. If you want to do that, you go behind the scenes, work with the academies out there and get some of your friends overseas to partner with the academies out there and develop the youth. If you want to do that, go behind the scenes and do that, brother. We don't need that for a national team. The national team is supposed to be winning and competing with the best in our region and thereby improve our stock so that maybe later down the line we can compete in the world sphere. That's how our national team feels.
All right, but Jerry,
this man doesn't seem like he's interested in that.
But part of it though, Jairus, is that I don't have a problem with developmental players. But what I am saying though is that there are other players, there are young players, who I think are like, how old is Lamar Walker? Lamar Walker don't reach 25 yet,
But he skipped over those guys for local for guys playing locally.
So
I am saying
So that is the question, Jay. Is it developmental or is it locally based? Because that is what we need to find out. And maybe that's the next question we need to ask at the press conference. When you say developmental players, is it for locally based players or locally born players? Because that's two different things.
Why we even mafia talk them kind of weird, brother? Someone decides that he wants a man getting passport. The man is basically Jamaican, you know. I didn't even want to go there, right? Because I believe some of the Jamaican born players who applied and trade overseas, right? The man them basically matriculate and get a contract overseas. And some of them might not be the best players, you know. We get that straight. I don't believe some of them are the best players. Even some of the guys at that time asking why did they skip over them. But for the fact is, they are playing in a better league than the league that we have out here.
Lamar Walker,
some of them are performing.
Sorry.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Lamar Walker is what,
21 right now.
21 now.
Little boy. I just thought him talent did above him level.
Isn't Duchesne Beckford around 23 as well? He's young too, you know.
What that claims he is interested in law in the age group of the team. And I'll get to that. I don't think that just that alone makes sense. I'll soon get to that.
Huh?
24.
But he claims he wants to lower the age group of the team, right? The average age of the team, right? So why didn't the man in their part, I think? All of a sudden, him see him, did have them money around the thing when he first come in, you know. So all of a sudden, on this car, them and he gone, he come locally. Instead of go up, he come lower. That don't make no sense to me, right? And the next point is, why we need to lower the age of the team when the team wasn't that old to begin with. Some of the guys in there had another cycle in them. Why? What is he doing? This man seemed like he does want to start from scratch, brother. It's like we did a run a relay, top of the Davy button, in drop it. This man take up here and he said, I already sprint toward the finish line. This man turn back and say, yo, more start over and do this race by myself. That's how I see him to me. Because we don't need fear do all of this, so I'm going to try to do. Keep the best players that were left over from the last campaign. Get some other good players to fit with them, and that would fit your ideology and system, and move forward. If you want to develop young players, you blood them in 1-1.
Let me read this for you,
right? If you want to develop young players.
Excuse me? Yeah, let me read this for you because M10 Football is saying, you're right on that, Jairus. These young players who made it out are the best we had in the JPL. So they should have gotten the second choice calls if the big guns declined. So he's basically agreeing with you that, yeah.
Reward the man them when they play overseas, where the man them actually move out of the league, show them qualities that they're better than the league and the overseas. Reward them the money, and if you want to give reward a couple of the best players playing out in the local league right now, there's no problem with that. You can't just artificially weaken the team because you claim that you have developed, you want to have development players on the team. And that's the thing, brother. Like you want to try to invent the wheel, and we already invent and sell.
All right.
Move forward.
Yeah, but are you willing to give him a chance, though, to see if he will get it right? Where are you? Where do you stand? We given what you have seen so far. Huh?
I don't think we have the time. That's it, you know. 2026, they're right around the corner. Everybody has scrambled to get players right now. Probably only a couple of other people think like how some of we think. I say, yo, we local players, them, this and that. But most of the other people must scramble and try to get players together and I try to get a little rhythm going. So we don't really have the time for this, for why I'm try. We don't have the time for it. Right now, when he come in, what should I do? Just keep the better players then, and people with players with the better attitude that is too, as well. I have to put that in there. Keep the best players with the best attitude. Find the pieces that you are interested in and add them in. And if you want to bring along a couple of youngsters, you have them train with the team, and you give them a one bus in some friendlies and in some games where we're already locked down. We already know so we are lead 3-0 and 10 minutes left. We give them on a bus, right? And then even besides that, you can work outside of the national team. You work with someone and say, yo, I like how that player they look. I like how he seems to have some qualities, but there may be some things you need to work on. You pull some string, get someone to partner with some academy. You get the players, then you talk to them, sit down and talk to them, get them on some fitness program, and then they tell them what they need to work on, which I heard he did with a player, Daniel Green. And I know how that go. I heard that it seemed to me like he never really follow what Paula tell him, but that's what me did expect him to do. That's what me expect from him. But this man sound like he want artificially weak the team just to say him develop players and him give players exposure. Like, brother, and also the thing work.
Yeah.
Best players them and reward the money with overseas, or actually reach overseas and get contracts. What about them the Monday you go, it's like man them probably wonder say, what more we have to do? We actually left out of country. What more we have to do? And as I said before, I don't think some of them are the best players. Them just ask it, the best players them pull out. So why you skip over them man? They know you're gone down a JPL. Now this is no disrespect, but are the facts. Me want my national league to be good too. I want it to be one of the best, but right now it is not. So why you skip over them on them overseas and come down? No. I'll talk about young players and development. When you pick Bygrave.
There are so many comments coming in as you talk. So I know you probably when you go in the comment section, they're going to respond to some of them, but this is a good one. Brando is saying, and then unseen as something Brando is saying, the call are not keeping in mind that there are budgetary constraints. So he's saying that could that be part of the reasons?
Yeah, but that's really JFF and its incompetency coming now. So
yeah.
Or I just cannot start. I think that should be an excuse still, you know. How long them money they run the thing now? Them money know how to look sponsorship, brother. You run a national team, Jamaican national team, and you can't get sponsorship. Again, nobody probably not trust them because they waste all the little help what they get on the previous school coach, knowing that the man was a divisive force and knowing that he was not the best. They took so long to pull the plug on him. And we end up lose out. And it seemed to me like Paul much better than him either. Because Paul try to reinvent the wheel. So where are we going? Where we are headed towards?
Yeah.
It's like him a hold back instead of we should rush forward. Him a hold back while everybody try scramble because everybody watch 2026, you know. Everybody say US, Canada, and Mexico out. So everybody keep an eye on 2026 and I watch it. So we there say, oh, it'll go easier and this and it now go easier, brother.
Yeah.
Panama and Costa Rica, for sure, I go fight to reach there. Curacao and Suriname want in it. Right? Honduras are going to have their head say, yo, we don't want to repeat what happened this year. They are going in there too. Everybody are going Haiti, probably going in there too. Trinidad and Tobago going in there too. Everybody I have an eye on 2026.
Yeah.
We don't know. It seems like the only killer instinct we have in a way of murder with one another. We don't have no killer instinct in nothing else except track and field. We don't have no killer instinct, brother.
Careful.
We don't have no killer instinct. We want to go easy on people. We want to win with team and go easy on people, brother. Yeah. What is that about?
I can hear. I can hear.
Alice Caribbean Cup when still a play.
Yeah.
The Alice Caribbean Cup when still a play, I can have all of my displays and I call all of them. And if you have to give someone 20-0, I saw you go 20-0. Make someone build up the score tally. 20-0, brother. Foot one neck. We don't need to ease up on nobody, brother.
All right. We're gonna run one cause I see look like him have some things you want to share. But respect for the call and support, Jeros. Very good point. I know the people them have a lot saying in the comment section in response to your call. So when you get off, you can go in there and respond to some of the comments. Man. Yeah, man. Bless up.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, can't be saying only I first time I call still, you know. Well,
yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, man.
Bless
up, bro. Yeah, man. All right, Unseen. What do you think about that? What is your assessment of Paul Hall and this whole selection? And
man, the whole world knows Paul Hall. Remember, Paul Hall is a man of just him just finish in pro license. There's no way upon earth a coach will just finish them type of thing there. I go select players who I don't know about.
Go ahead.
Must him man when delegate. See me? Come down from the team manager, assistant coach, goalkeeper coach, fitness trainer, right down the there so. Who him give responsibility? Because him say him give them responsibility to look for players and suggest players to you. You remember that?
Yeah. But remember I asked this question. When a coach is hired, CC, and who selects the staff that the coach work with?
JFF.
I think that but all right. So when London has to come in, he's carrying his own staff. When Vin Blaine went in, he brought in his own staff.
Man, don't cut that. Just answer Reggae Boy question and then come back to it. Reggae Boy.
Oh, you ask man, him say unseen.
I mean, I know.
Never ask you, say unseen, so ask him. Man's man is flat on the island.
Oh.
That's what he's saying. Man, basically unseen to read out the question.
Yes, he's on the island. Last time I checked today he was on the island.
Yeah.
So go back to the thing I know.
Yeah.
Continue.
Listen, I mean,
Right.
as I said, maybe what he's saying in terms of saying that him select the player, it's just saying that, all right, man, is bring the player, come give me, and say, yo, me recommend this player, and me just select the player, because I have the option to turn down, to turn down the player. But so we can't say, him not say the truth right there, so. But at the end of the day, as I said, if you don't know a player, you can't tell me, say, you're selected. But the next thing about it is this. The fact that they said the assistant coach was ready and geared up to take over if the coach steps aside. To me, Mannings, I kind of feel uncomfortable about that. Because I see, if I am the coach, Mannings, and you are my assistant, and me bring you come, me know you wouldn't take the game as well. Because if me I leave, and me and my staff I leave, you wouldn't take the game. Because I saw them thing they go. You would not be lining up to take the game. So for me, if the assistant is in line to take over the upcoming game like an interim, if the coach step aside, that simply means there's no togetherness because there's nothing where, all right, I mean bring it in. This is my coaching staff. It's just like him and the coach, and then the rest of the staff is JFF staff. And to me, something wrong with that. If you are the coach, you're supposed to be your performance analyst, your video analyst, and you're something there. Your video analyst, your performance analyst, your assistant coach, your goalkeeper coach, and you. And who not supposed to do this? So if me say me I go resign, or me I step down, and me and my team I step down. So JFF now would have to find one different coaching staff or one different man to come coach side. Probably Speed or one of them man that have to come take over side.
So what you're saying is that when a coach leaves a job, his staff leaves as well? That not normally happens, CC.
We have some man when a coach leaves a job worldwide. Which side you know, Mannings? When a coach leave, you don't see his staff leave.
A lot of times you'll see the assistant coach staying, man. And even as an interim.
No, it depends. It depends, Mannings. It depends. If you never brought this assistant, like Manu, when Ole come there and him never really, Carrick was there before as interim, and they basically asked him to appoint him. But when Mourinho come with him staff, Mourinho gone with his staff. When Wenger leave, the man a change out. When the man Chelsea coaching staff, everybody a different staff come. Every team, Louis van Gaal went to the Netherlands. A coach that was there before, him and staff, I think a Koeman or whoever was there, his staff went with him. Van Gaal carried his staff because at the end of the day, you don't trust another man's staff to carry forth your philosophy. Or you want to play and the type of player them you want to fit in your system.
So who brought in Paul Hall?
That is the thing. Paul Hall basically was the staff for JFF.
No, Tapa said he wanted Paul Hall. He was given chance and Tapa said Paul Hall. So should Paul Hall had left when Tapper left?
When Tapper left, Paul Hall should have left. He should have tendered his resignation.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if them appoint him now in pick team. Remember, you know, Mannings, you see, this is the thing though. I don't think a lot of people have honor. Mannings, if you carry me to a work, Mannings, if you get a work and you are the manager, as in for the club, and you say, yo, what you know? Want CC, you are the reason that I'm in this job right here. So I'm not talking about football, I'm not talking about other companies, but you. So you know you're because of what everything that is going on, and you're stepping aside, Mannings.
Yeah.
Me have the option. I mean, I say I as a man when I say, all right, Mannings brought me into this job. Me I step aside.
Okay.
Me I go tell me I step aside as well and make them pick a new staff. Or pick a new coach, and if them bring me I go bring my coaching staff.
Travis,
I tell my resignation.
Yeah, let me say this to Travis. Travis, Coach Whitmore, when Jerome Waite left, Coach Whitmore asked for a particular person. The report said that the person did not have the requisite qualification. The other names that came up, and Whitmore said he wanted Paul Hall. The names were presented for assistant coach, and Whitmore said he wanted Paul Hall.
Exactly. That means
so, no, that's what I'm saying, because he was saying it's not so. But that's a good point, CC. I agree. Agree to it, but you know,
because look at this, Mannings. If you bring me to a club and you are the manager and me are the assistant, right? You bring me in the I say, yo, more CC.
CC, that's tough, you know. CC,
what I you say you want CC be an assistant, and then CC, you resign or step aside and CC take over the job. You know go our next job, I call unseen. You step away and CC take over the job.
All right. So you're saying CC unseen. So I get the Mount Pleasant job, right? And I say unseen, come and work with me. And Mount Pleasant paying you 1 million and paying me 2 million. All right. The team not performing, and Mount Pleasant approaches you and say, listen, take over the team because we're going to get rid of the head coach. Would you walk away from the job?
Mannings, man, if you get me the job, Mannings, man, we stand up for the person who wipe on that.
What may I say is, Mannings, just see, I would say
hold on, CC finish that.
CC, make the man finish now, man.
Sorry.
So what may I say is, Mannings, man, loyalty before royalty. That's what the thing there. Nah, stay. Now move out to it.
All right. Here's what I would do.
All right. Here's what Chris Lynch is saying. Chris Lynch is saying that you can actually sign a contract that says the organization pick your assistants.
I'm not signing that the contract there. Mannings, but even look at it like this. Even in big companies, the CEO, the person with the administrative assistant, and normally you pick that person where you want to be your assistant, because at the end of the day, you have to pick somebody that is aligned with your goals and your strategy and your objectives, your philosophy. So this is the thing, you know. I would come to you, Mannings, and say, Mannings, they have offered me the job. So I am tendering my resignation. You know, Mannings would have to say, all right, then to be honest, I would, if you want the job and it's something that you're interested in, with with your blessings, if you would have to give me your blessing to me, take it. If you get it,
Bridget,
all of the guys them where you brought there.
Because that is what Brando is saying. Brando is saying that a good senior coach like me would say to Unseen, Bridget, take the money, man, take the job.
Yeah, that's a different case that now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what Whitmore said to Paul Hall.
Yeah.
I think probably Paula said to him, say, oh, he might go, and then him say, but if me take the job, Mannings, the other personnel them, may I get rid of them. May I take the job? I said I will take the job on one condition. I get to choose my staff. Because as I said before, there's nothing, if you don't choose a staff in a Mannings, there's always an issue. There's always an issue. Why you think when Mourinho got one job at 6, 7, how much people they carry with him? Every other coach I know, they have several people coming with them. When they go in one job.
Yeah.
I two things say you can sign a contract, say the organization can pick your assistant.
yeah, man, if Chris Lynch normally have them thing they down still, him normally accurate. So once he says that, I'm going to take it. No, I'm telling you, once he says it, he would have researched it. And
maybe that are going to JFF then.
Maybe.
So the
Like I have non-disclosure policies in documents, maybe that is part of it. But Travis, picking a starting 11, I think we should have a better team tomorrow though, because you have Ravel, but again, Amal Knight, not Amal Knight, Andre Blake definitely out. Amal Knight, touch and go.
Because he's in the same room with Andre Blake, you know.
Right. So we don't know if there's a quarantine situation. I don't know what the rules are. I know what the PCR test came back negative, I think. But you know, not the PCR, the antigen. But you know, you have to do a PCR test. So let's see what that will be. But you know what is funny? And this is what I said that what happened to Dylan Barnes? Why Dylan Barnes didn't come?
Boy, I don't know.
I say the same thing with J.
Which is what Jairus is. This is what Jairus is basically saying, you know. Like, and I said this from in the campaign. The issue I think with Jamaica is selection. When we recruit, how early we recruit, and who we recruit. I think our selection policy has no method to it. It has no method to it. Right? So I think we need to find a selection method that somehow enables us to, at every time, to select our best players. Because I don't believe from the start of the campaign up to this point, we have selected our best 23 players. Maybe we get 11 right. You understand me? I see Lyde O'Connor saying that anywhere Lenny Hyde goes, he carries his staff. And if he gets fired, the staff step along with him. But we have a call coming in, so let's take this one.
You know them things that do, because if you get a next job, because I just saw them things that are a football dynamics.
Hey, man.
Hey, Ron, welcome to the show. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. I must admit, this is the first time I'm agreeing with CC 100%. He is absolutely correct.
Yes.
100%. Otherwise, you know, no one does that. Usually when the head coach leaves, the whole coaching staff, his assistants leaves with him. And there's a reason for that, because you want your coaching staff to be loyal to you. Otherwise, you don't know who. It's just not good. Nobody does that. At least not in the States. So there's just confusion right now, man. But that's all I wanted to say. I can't believe I actually agree with Cece. You made some solid points on that issue. But like in the States, like let's say like college football, when a coach gets fired, the whole coaching staff leave. And then in college football, you have position coaches like running back coach, wide receiver coach, defensive coach. They all got to go, no matter what. You understand what I'm saying? Once a new coach comes in. Because otherwise, I think what Cece was saying, that the JFF had a plan that, let's say Paul Hall wasn't going to coach, that the assistant coach was willing to step up, right?
Yeah.
Then that's a problem management. That means they're not loyal to him. That's what that means.
Okay.
There's no way. I don't know how Paul Hall is going to feel comfortable with that with his assistant coach now. That should never happen. You understand what I'm saying? That should never ever happen.
Well, this assistant coach was there when Paul Hall was there with Whitmore. No, he's not a new assistant coach, you know.
Yeah, but what I'm not understanding is, all right, that's a solid point. Then why didn't he request his own coaching staff? When he got appointed the job?
In fact, you know what? This coach, Paul Hall assistant was Whitmore's assistant, you know, before Paul Hall was the assistant coach.
Yeah, that's just That's not a good.
So what they
situation.
actually did is like brought in Paul Hall and pushed the assistant coach one step down. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's not really. Yeah, then that means he's not selecting his team. Then, well, obviously he's not. But it's just a mess, man. But I don't want to hold up time.
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, man. Brandon is asking if you're his Buckeyes friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Brandon. Yeah, that is the Buckeye on the line. Yeah, man. All right.
O-H-I-O.
Yeah, man.
Right, brother.
Yeah, man. Respect, run.
All right, let me address this statement that Chris Lynch has up there.
Yeah, Chris Lynch is saying that. Go ahead.
What he has is saying about head coach. Remember, there is this thing in football. I'm not sure how it works with like the international level, if them call them manager. But you know that in some clubs you have head coach and then you have a manager. Like, for example, case in point, Arsenal. Arteta was the head coach prior to being promoted to being the manager. When you're the head coach, you don't have much say in terms of transfer. You might have recommendation, but you don't have that control about transfers coming into the club. You don't have that superior control. But when you're the manager, you have all say in terms of the transfer. You're giving the reins when it comes on to transfer. And I think that happened to Antonio Conte, even at Chelsea. When there was a player that came in and he never wanted that player, but the player was given to him because he never necessarily had the control over transfers. That is when you're an head coach. But when you're a manager, it's a total different ballgame. So you have a lot of teams in the EPL that have some coaches that are head coach, but they're not managers. But you have some that are managers. For like Arteta was a head coach of Arsenal, then he became the manager of Arsenal.
But no, man. But I understand what you're saying. But what Chris Lynch is saying though is when club teams signing coaches, you have a clause that says the head coach has or doesn't have the last word on transfer. There are some that do, so that apply to that. But he says it is the same thing with assistant coaches in some clubs. So what you just said does not.
No, what I'm saying to you, man, is that when you're saying when you're signing in the football structure, if you say if it's a head coach, the head coach job doesn't carry enough weight as the manager job.
Yeah, but we're talking about Paul Hall being the head coach. And
so,
he's saying
that's why I'm saying that for the international level, I'm not too affair with how it is done in terms of head coach versus manager.
Yeah, but Robert's saying that everything depends on each person's arrangement. Everybody is different. There is no one rule that fits all. Right? And then Christian says, CC has a good point, though. A coach must be able to pick his assistant. But if you sign off on it, you shouldn't complain. So if you sign that you want the assistant, you can't complain that you didn't get to. Because I agree with you guys, that if I ever assist, I need an assistant that is loyal to me. So everywhere I go, I'm bringing that person.
And then the person know your playing style to manage. Let me tell you the issue with
that person must can compliment your management, man.
Hold on. Let me tell you the issue with not having your assistant. When you don't have your assistant that you know and you stuff, this is the issue. When you have your assistant that don't know your playing style and don't know you and what you want or your philosophy, that person can't really give a recommendation because every player that they probably bring in is contradicting whatever you want to accomplish. And maybe it's the same thing that befell Tapper and even Paul, even though he selected him. But you have to have somebody where I say, all right then, if I want to play passing possession-based football, the assistant that comes in is a possession-based type of coach. So when he's selecting recommending players to me, he is recommending players that fits my philosophy. But if he's a defensive type of coach, he's not going to recommend players that are fitting your philosophy. He's going to recommend players that fits the philosophy that he endorses. So therein lies the conundrum where you have a coach who's one philosophy and you have the head coach is another philosophy. And that's a big issue right there.
Conflict. Yeah, Rob Simit says, Paul Hall, I think he's going back to the goalkeeping issue we have now. He's saying that Paul Hall said every player from the last window was called again, meaning Dylan Barnes was called. So I guess he's saying that Dylan Barnes, for whatever reason, didn't take up the call. this time around. Then Stefan Wright says, truthfully, Paul Hall has not signed a contract yet though. So he must work with whoever is there because he has not actually taken the job. So that is why I'm like, this is so confusing and something needs to be said officially because he hasn't taken up the job, but he said he's resigning. Or should he have said, well, I'm not going to take up the job? So CC, this is you. He says, you think any coach who is employed in England would leave their job to come be an assistant in Jamaica for what the JFF is paying? And he says that is not happening.
I'm not. This is the issue. Then I am not sure that would happen. But the thing about it is, if not saying that he needs to look in England, I'm saying that he needs to select somebody that aligns with his philosophy, right? So even if he has to look around the league locally, if you know somebody that is affordable, someone that is all right. For example, case in point, Winfred Schaefer. Who was Winfred Schaefer's assistant management?
Miguel Coley.
Miguel Coley. Would you say Miguel Coley's philosophy basically complements Winfred Schaefer? I would say so. I think Winfred Schaefer sees something in Miguel Coley in terms of how he complements his style of playing. So if Miguel Coley, he even brought Miguel, right now he's currently coaching with Miguel Coley. So you realize I'm saying that it doesn't necessarily, Schaefer could have gotten somebody from overseas as well because he's coming from overseas, but he saw something in someone locally. So I'm saying to you that Paul don't necessarily have to go and get somebody from England, but somebody that aligns with his philosophy. That is all I'm trying to say, because at the end of the day, you need to have a staff that is on the same pace. Because, for example, the goalkeeper, who picks the goalkeeper? That simply means that person picked in opposition to what Paul Hall would have chosen. However, Paul Hall is relying on the person because he's part of his staff and he's not going to throw his staff under the bus.
All right.
CC.
Go ahead, Unseen, and then let me just read.
I believe that if these overseas coach had the option to pick overseas assistant, they would.
They would, yeah.
I don't think they get the option to pick overseas.
I don't think the federation can afford it. I think if I said I want a goalkeeper coach from England, I want, for example, I want Dean Burton to come, I want my physical trainer to be Jamie Lawrence. I don't think the GFF could afford it.
They might get that option. They have to use the local man them.
So they will say, we can't afford that. Check out these guys. Which one
are
these?
No, hold on. So what on? Hold on. When Rene Simoes was coaching, who was his assistant?
That's a
different case.
Carl Brown. Carl Brown was his assistant.
What is going on with this Wi-Fi? Who was Rene's?
Carl Brown.
Carl Brown and who else? Did he not get the Brazilian guy to come here?
Carl Brown was his assistant.
Did he not get the Brazilian guy to come?
Yeah, man, he brought in other people.
Did he not bring in a Brazilian as well?
Over time, he brought in other people as the program got sponsorship. CC.
Right, that's why I'm saying to you, I understand it. I understand the aspect of not getting because they probably can't afford it. I'm not
but
saying.
So that's what. All right.
But CC, Paul Hall looks around and he sees coaches that fit what he wants to play, and he recommends those coaches to work with the under-20 team.
All right, let me ask a couple of things. I just want to make sure that everybody saw the statement from the Reggae Boys. Or you want that to, if you want, I can put it up so you can all see it. But there's an official statement from them that was sent out that we have shorter than the tweet that you saw coming out. We can send that. But management, the U20 players from England have passports question. Not sure if this was discussed before just reach. All right, so a couple of things, right? Again, Paul Hall did say that Omari Hutchinson doesn't have his passport or else he would have been called up to the Nations League. Omari Hutchinson is in Jamaica, and that is supposed to be worked on. All right, same thing with Dexter Lembiskia. All right, the other players who have trained with the team, all of their information, because they have the citizenship, all of their information was taken. They are all in Jamaica. So whether they have a physical passport now, I can't tell you. What I do know is that when we were putting the money together to get the tickets for them, Cranky asked that question. Do the players have passport? Because if they don't have passport, let us not go and purchase the ticket. All right? We were assured by the person arranging it that the process of getting the passport was already advanced, and when they get to Jamaica, the passport will. Like I said, the registration of the players include the English-based players. It would be foolhardy for the JFF to go and submit the names of all the players from England in their official registration, and none of them cannot play.
Or they not getting passport.
And they don't have any passport, but yet they have added them to a list to be registered. So what we have to do, I think, is give it some days to wait. What I can say is that officially they are named in the squad. That is as clear as I can get. Until I see a person putting up, I cannot say that they have it because I have not seen it. There may be other persons who work in those departments that persons may communicate with. I'm not here to dispel what other persons are saying. I can only speak what I know. All right? What is the job of the assistant coach? Simple man, to assist the coach. That's an easy one. Who would pay Paul coaching staff, CC? I think that is the question. Every time, but look at this, CC. Every time Everton fires a coach, Duncan Ferguson take over as a temporary manager. He's always there as an assistant, no matter who is manager.
Maybe that team of the class. One is one.
Huh?
Maybe that team of the class. Yeah.
Also, maybe there is a clause like what the first person was saying, that maybe there's a clause in the contract.
Right. Because some team, like when Chelsea fired Lampard an assistant of left.
Huh? When Lampard get fired, all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, I am wondering, if like all the people actually leave sometimes.
What may I say is Mannings. Let me tell you the people that will normally leave Mannings.
Because Badger is saying that.
It's not necessarily I'm saying, remember that you have like the sporting director and them people that were deal with transfer and so. So it depends. So I'm saying to you that the people that will leave is like the assistant coach.
Yeah, the first assistant. Yeah,
and them other like a personnel. So it's not necessarily like the other sporting director. Very rarely you see them people that leave. But it depends on who carry them in. Like Man City now, I think you'd have the sporting director guy and some other guys who I never Pep carry them in. Pep was carrying theme ground staff that sits with him on the bench, who deals with the training and them stuff there. So I think that's all you will see will leave, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So CC, how are you going to set up the team tomorrow?
Mannings, may I tell you the truth, boy. The tomorrow team, as I said before, it depends on how they want to play. I don't know if they could say, go 4-1-2-1-2.
So you're not using the same formation that you used in the last game with Lambert, Speedy, and then this time you start Ravel.
Yeah, but see the thing about it is, Mannings, I don't think I want to play no Bowser is going to play, so.
Bowser will be playing forward, and you put Bailey on one side and Jamal Lowe on the other side.
Yeah, but I mean, I probably.
And bring in Amari Bell.
And can play like 4-3-3, but it come like 4-2-1-3.
Okay.
Meaning like would I play Lambert and Lambert and Speedy, right? And then you have Ravel in front of them. You have Bailey, Bowser and Bailey, Bowser, and who's the other winger that's coming?
Jamal Lowe.
Yeah, Bailey, Bowser, and Jamal Lowe.
You have Kaim Paris, Junior Fleming,
That's enough. Bailey, but the thing about it now, because some of the score, but I don't know if because in score with I start him. Even though he gave in a good performance. So that's the next thing. I would probably start Flemings because I think Bailey look as if he have one liquor. I don't know if it's because of the artificial turf. So I'm probably just bring him off of the bench. So you hear me say no man. The two, Lambert and Speedy, Ravel in front of them, and then the three up at top. The three up at top would be
Bowser, Bailey, Low.
Bowser, Flemings, and Low.
Okay.
Yeah, Fleming scored.
So you're not starting Bailey?
No, I'm not start Bailey.
I would rather start him and take him off than bench him and bring him on.
I'm bringing him.
Because if I bring him on and him get in, but if I bring him on and him get injured, I'm going to be in the same problem. Why wouldn't I start him and take him off? Because I have 5 substitutions.
Yeah, start him on and take him out there.
Yeah.
But that means the defense though, we're not getting any additional defense.
Yeah, man. Amari Bell can play left back.
So that means Amari Bell, because the left back was an issue for me. Amari Bell, King. I still feel like, boy, I don't know what you talk with us. But
no, you can't bench Low, man.
No, Jano, skipper. Yeah. Amari Bell, King, Low,
and Javier Brown.
No, 3 at the back. Me are playing a foot. No, Mannings.
Anyways, we soon get to that. Let me just take
Flemings. We play Flemings wing back.
Well, on the season, we soon get to that. Let me just get a couple of things. Paper plate. Did Paul Hall resign or not? Paul Hall, before he left for Suriname, he resigned. He spoke to the players. The players spoke to him. This is where everything spiraled. All right, he resigned. The players spoke to him. They went and played the game. Basically said, listen, no, man, you can't resign. Other people have to resign. That's how Dalton Wint resigned. When he was asked today about it, he said it is a non-footballing matter. He's not going to deal with it. All he wants is for the fans to come out tomorrow, and show him that they are committed to the process and thing. He didn't give any commitment that if after the game he's going to stay or after the game he's going to leave. But after the game, we will know, because he made reference to after the game. All right. Federation was offering Carl Brown $100 a day. Where them going to get money to bring in overseas coaching staff, CC?
But you see, Robert Sanchez, the man, what I say, I don't know that, because I don't even know. I mean, come out and state this anyway, though. Mannings, 3-4-3. Right now, I'm tell you, Flemings, I play in a 3-4-3 system, because I now start Javier Brown. So a Low, Bell, and King. I'm going to play Flemings in the game. Low, Bell, King.
So you're playing what, 3?
3 at the back. Low, Bell, and King around there.
No, you can't. Bell can't play in there, sir.
Bell can't play left center back.
No.
Boy, I don't want to play, bro.
We can try it for me. Listen.
The 2 wing back never look good, Mannings.
CC, the coach is going to play what he played the last game. 4-3-3. So let's just work with what the coach is going to use.
I work with the coach. I say Bell comes in, King, Low, Javier.
So let's start up front. Shamar, we don't even know who going to keep yet.
Faster, Kemar faster.
So Shamar, what side you playing Leon Bailey on?
Leon Bailey. I play Leon Bailey on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side?
Yeah, make him cut in on his right foot.
Leon don't cut in on him right, man. Leon normally, we are talking about him kick off him left and not him right. Same have to play on the right and cut in and kick off him left. If him play on him left, if him play on the left, he will just square. Hold on a sec. We have a caller coming in. Yes, welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
I Am Sure Sports. You have a net that is way larger than mine sometimes. Can you make sure and confirm? I understand no training don't keep tonight.
Okay, so no training. Up to what point?
And I'm just talking to somebody and the person telling me, say, boy, if I have tickets, we try to get them refunded.
Okay, so that means Dalton Wint don't resign. We're getting false report.
As I said, I just talked to somebody that is part of the coaching staff. Let me just put it at that. And that alone make me start wonder right now. I don't call a player yet. I'm going to call a player right now or two and find out, because I just assumed that everything was okay once we heard that win.
I was told that they were going to start training at 9 o'clock.
It did not happen.
It didn't happen at 9. All right, so
No.
call see if I can verify the play and call back now.
My call, yeah, right.
All right, whoa. If you haven't purchased a ticket yet, maybe you want to listen, I can tell you this, you know. If Jamaica don't play,
man, they say ticket I got the key, you know, so.
Listen, if Jamaica don't play this game, you know, there is going to be problem.
That's why them can find up to 100,000 US.
Yeah.
Truth.
But you know, I don't understand, because if Jamaica want look like they want to go down the road of Trinidad.
So CC, so let's finish up the starting 11. So we have Ravel playing in the number 10 position. So we have Jamal Lowe.
Maybe I tired for two, man. I said Jamal Lowe on the left, Leon Bailey on the right.
All right.
Both up front.
And then you're starting Speedy and Lambert. Right?
Yeah, but so Ravel I got start at the top of the key and then you have Speedy and Lambert behind.
What Lambert? What's his name again?
As a double pivot.
Kevin Lambert.
Kevin Lambert and
Devon Williams.
Devon Speedy Williams.
All
so
right.
they play a double pivot and something at the top of the triangle.
All right. Then you have Amari Bell.
Right in behind the Amari Bell, King, Lowe, and Javian Brown.
All right, people. So we're gonna fill up this starting 11, and then, you know, so we can look at it. We think this is, if the game is played, this is Jamaica football.
Kemar first time goal.
Kemar first time. Can you believe it, man? If Amal Knight is unavailable. As we know, Andre Blake unavailable.
I don't know Amal boxing one other one.
No, but if he's available, they're going to use him. Yeah, Richard King and Damian Lowe.
Yeah, Japan Amal Knight then if he's available.
Yeah. Amal Knight. Unseen.
Wake up, youth.
I'm never in a sleep, man. So I listen, I try to get more information.
Yeah, see if we can get some information. No, or we can get some people. Let me show you our starting 11 that we have selected. Tell me if you would make any changes to this. But at this point, like I said, that based on what the leader just called and told us, there could be no game. This is crazy. Look what the footballers come to. Good Jamaica. Oh boy. I hope you're seeing that. You're seeing it, CC?
Yeah, because watch your mannings. When
Move start.
When we are different, Kevin can slap back in the road right there, and Ravel come back down and take Kevin's space.
You know when is one?
Right there again.
Huh?
Move start Kevin, but I start Ravel there, so I put Maggie up top.
You start back Maggie?
Yeah, man.
Oh, the man didn't say them don't like the jersey. All right, so let me fix up the jersey. Okay, so what Unseen is saying is that he doesn't like that. So
want some more things going forward.
You'd put Ravel here.
Yeah.
All right, and put Maggie back up here.
Yeah.
You want to start Fleming?
Yeah, man, Fleming that start over Jamal though.
So that means the Unseen now play no.
Fleming that start over Jamal though.
Unseen, you notice they not playing on the mid.
Yeah.
The best team in the game still was, I think Lambert had a better game, you know.
That's what I say. I'm seeing now playing a defensive midfielder.
Virgin, even the last part of the game, Devon Williams and Lambert are walk on the field, Virgin.
But that I'm saying you're just now playing. Then just say you're now playing a defensive midfielder.
No, what I'm saying, I see them two, see them 3 man play already in a World Cup qualification.
Wait, you said
because Ravel can defend, you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, no, Ravel can defend, you know. That's why I say at the end of the day, like if I'm playing it like this, then.
So the man them agree with me there in the comment section.
Because I think you can put on Ravel could slot in at the 6th position, and then Maggie can take the 8th position.
Because when Ravel and Leon Bailey and Maggie link up, problem.
Now, I say like depends on the transition I play. Could always Ravel could take.
Peso is saying put up his team. What is your team? Hold on, people. Yes. Yes, Maxwell.
They did not train. They did not train. They didn't allow them to train, understand, because they reached late. I can't say what will happen from there.
Okay, they got to the venue late. Yeah, man, the game is still on. Because Wint.
But
go ahead.
But when I explain to somebody that say, okay, look here, XYZ, them giving me information and tell me, say, look here, refund my ticket then. So I just have a feeling, say, this don't finish yet. You understand?
Why so much controversy though? Coming to believe like some people just.
Why so much? I'm on, I get more. My phone depends.
Wint has resigned, you know. Listen.
Yeah, so Wint has resigned.
The thing is, listen now. If you remember clearly, the players owed money also.
Yeah, because hold on there. People, did you all hear what the players wrote? Was it I don't know.
I'm gonna put it up.
You want well, it's gonna be hard to see because the writing. So let me just read it. Let me just read what the players actually came out with. All right. Let me read the statement. The official statement. It says, this is an official statement from the Reggae Boys. The events that unfolded Saturday, June 4th, 2022 are a result of the popular phrase, quote, open quote, the straw that broke the camel's back, end of quote. If you're not aware of the phrase, it means a quote, open and close quote, minor action that causes a seemingly large and sudden reaction. The players were up until 3 a.m. on the morning of the match, tackling the leaders of the JFF after finding out that our flight arrangements back to Jamaica haven't been properly booked. This official statement is being written on June the 5th, 2022 at 6:38 p.m. Jamaica time. We are stuck in Suriname and our flight arrangements are yet to be confirmed. To make matters worse, we also found out that the Surinamese team will be arriving in Jamaica before us, the Jamaica national team. This has been another example of the incompetence displayed by the leaders of the JFF. If you fail to prepare, you're prepared to fail. This has been our reality as Reggae Boys for far too long. We haven't been prepared to be successful. And when we are not, we the players get all the blame. When in fact, it is more than just what happened on the field. Time and time again, the JFF shows us that they don't care about the players or the state of Jamaica's football. We are drained. We are tired. Enough is enough. Before continuing, we want to make it clear that this is not about the money. So a leader hear that. So they are not doing this because of the money. Right?
Okay.
Despite not being paid. Listen to that. Despite not being paid for months. we still accepted the call-up and represented for the Jamaican people. For us, it is more about the lack of respect, transparency, and communication. We all signed a contract that the JFF has breached multiple times. Some of the things included in the contract is proper hotel accommodations and travel arrangements. Yet, still we arrived to Suriname to couch beds. Shamar Nicholson and Ravel Morrison, among others, didn't join the team in Suriname because of poor travel arrangements. What is meant to be a 2 to 4 hours flight turns into an around the world trip. There were several instances where players arrived to the airport and to their surprise, no flight has been booked. The JFF constantly tries to cut costs that affects our preparation. There is nothing like representing Jamaica on the international stage, meeting up with our teammates, coming home to see our families and friends, and play in front of the fans at the national stadium. However, that love, passion, and excitement is being drained from the constant lack of adequate leadership from the JFF. We, the players, are saying enough is enough. We need a change. We need better leadership. We are calling for the General Secretary, Dalton Wint, to resign. The players will no longer represent the country until he does. Now, if Mr. Wint resigns and the players say they are not going to play, I have a problem.
Well, let's see what happens from here on. Okay?
Because the players did say it's not a matter of money. Because though they were not paid.
I don't know if it has escalated, but it's obvious that something else is going on. All right? Let's just leave it at that. Okay?
Can't leave it at that, man. That'll come out, you know.
Yeah, it will come out shortly because I've been trying to get a number of them and it looked like a number of them in some charts. So
you say where I go on? You know, so where I go on over here.
You know, war? Meaning war in the JFF or war with the players?
No, not players, man. JFF.
Anyway.
Remember, the president said.
You cannot come on my program and tell me things are going to go on, but you're not tell me. And that is anticlimactic.
Manins, no man. You know when I come in with all of the facts, still trying to get through, forget some basic things from right inside of the player thing. So if I get it before you finish the show, you'll hear me back. Yeah.
What I'm saying though is if it is true that Mr. Wint has resigned.
He has.
Right. That is official. It is official now, you know, that he has resigned. Why wouldn't the players play?
I can't answer that, you know.
Something else is
remember,
there.
You know, it's not listen. They mentioned a litany of things, you know, even though they said that was one of the main things. So I don't know if at this stage other issues. I don't know. By the way, did anybody actually address the players and make them understand that Mr. Wint has resigned? Or are they just assuming that the players just going to hear by the...
Listen, all right, so what I heard...
Proper communication.
No, what I heard is that the players, right, were prepared to go to training, but then they heard that he did not resign, but he was suspended. When they heard that, they decided not to go to training for 6 o'clock.
They left the venue. They left. A lot of them went home.
Wherever they were, I don't think they got to the stadium. They didn't get to the stadium. So they left where they were, and even the driver, because that is why I think you said the driver said he thought they were there. Because
man is on.
Yeah?
Yeah, the driver was
went to the cars, man, and went and left.
Right. So subsequent to that, Wint resigned.
Right.
The players wanted to go to training, but by the Suriname were training. And they would finish so that the Reggae Boys could start at 9.
And they weren't allowed to train. That was the next problem. They weren't allowed to train.
Right, because I understand that they all got to the stadium.
All?
Yes. I heard that I don't know how, but all the players were at the stadium. That's what I heard. Whether or not, I didn't know that they did not train though.
Why you never allowed to train?
They did not. What's that? I don't know. Well, all I can tell you is they did not train. For a fact. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm still being told by somebody, at least to say, boy, Mr. Maxwell, you're close to it, refund the ticket then.
All right, so Mr. Maxwell, did you actually get tickets for the protesters though?
Yes, we have them. And we have them basically lined out.
You're sure that the person not telling you?
No, I have them. I have them on hand. I have them.
Okay, you're sure the person not telling you to refund them so that don't protest don't go on?
No. The person, no. Look here. Let me just explain to you.
I'm just asking.
My source, I don't like to divulge. My source is always either
and see, look at that.
or somebody in the coaching staff. And these are good friends. When I say good friends,
yeah, man.
Like, right? That good. Very, very good. We come from far. Okay? So I just tell it, this is very far. No. So there's obviously other things that the JFF administration going to have to go meet and talk to make sure that thing go on tomorrow, yeah? It don't finish.
Okay. So the players in the train. Oh boy.
All I can say, it's not finished.
Listen, this cannot, listen. You can imagine what's going to happen when the girls' time come up. This.
No, honestly, I think the girls going to be easier because right away, as the coach came into power, within hours you heard that the hotel is booked. You heard that plans are already underway for them training at a certain location with altitude, everything, and this is within hours. The person that's going to do the physical training was preparing things to send out to the girls. Come on, no, there's a big difference with this, and I think this has to do with how the organization around that is a little bit.
All right, we don't want to really spend so much. Glad to know that. Let's leave that alone. I like what Michael Woodburn is here saying. The players said they will not play unless Dalton Wint step down. If it is official that he has resigned, my question is, why would the players not play this game? And if they want to take other action, they take it after the game.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me tell you, to be honest, the person I spoke to, they questioned whether or not the man stepped down. They did question it. They asked in a questioning tone. So I can say that much.
Okay, I see what you mean. So if basically they are not sure if he has resigned.
Right, and then no, it was request that was I think because has any official met and sat down and explained and shown them this letter that he has resigned.
But that's what I'm saying is that obviously why they came back and made a decision to train is that they had official communication.
Well,
remember somebody would remember they all left, said they're not training, you know. The fact that they
some of them were still at the hotel, a number of them that had their vehicles
listen,
and
no man. So listen, we know that where was Jamalo going to go?
That's what I'm saying. Those who didn't have anywhere to go were still at the venue, at the hotel, at the courtyard.
Yes, but what I'm saying to you is that all the players got to training. So why would
that were at the hotel, you mean?
Huh?
I'm just saying that was at the hotel. That was left there.
No, man. This is what I'm asking.
Anyway, okay. Let me tell you, Mannings.
Yeah.
I can't give you a number, but I'd have to look here. That don't really matter right now, you know. But if you say if sources tell you that all of them were there, okay, let's say all of them were there. But there still seems to be something simmering there.
No,
yeah?
but follow what I'm saying though. What I am saying, fine, if something else is simmering, the players made a request. They got it recorded. They're in Jamaica now. They said, we are not going to play. They said, listen, we came, though we were not paid. Right? We had other issues. But here's the one thing that must be dealt with. Wint must resign or we will not play. So, if Wint has resigned, what could the players?
Well, I suppose, I don't know. Having not been paid for how long now, I think that might be another issue coming up too.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
What I'm saying, even if that is, no, what I'm saying to you, leader, I am saying that if that is an issue, then deal with it after the game, because what you requested to play this game, you have gotten. When your Jamaican say, I'm
going to tell you something now.
Yeah, Jamaican.
I'm going to
hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this, and then I'll let you finish, please. Yeah, Jamaican say you have your right and give it up. All I am saying is that if they requested that he resigned, and he resigned, that's the matter dealt with. Train. After that, we can deal with the rest of stuff, because what we requested was done. If you requested that, and then you say, okay, now that he has resigned, we're not going to train, give with something else. I have a problem with that.
Mannings, I agree and I also disagree, because what happened was that their hands were forced, because what they tried to do, the JFF tried to do, was use a 3-card trick in the first saying, okay, we're basically going to suspend you and investigate. And that's when the players said, no, this is and I could tell you that was a joke. All that was going to happen was that he was going to be suspended, an investigation was going to be held, and he was going to be found not culpable, and everything was going to be business as usual. As soon as they got out of the way, the 2 matches, and then the players, they just kicked the can down the road.
Agree.
And just wait for another.
I agree that it was a 3-card
trick. There's a sincere lack of trust right now.
I agree.
And even for myself, yeah.
I agree with that, that it was they were trying to pull a 3-card trick.
They did try.
And it didn't work.
And their hands were forced after that.
All right. So fine, So the hands were forced. However they came to the decision, they got to the decision. And they gave, it's just, for example, when the girls said, we will not play unless Vin Blaine resign. When Vin Blaine resigned, they had no more issues that they have brought
if you remember one thing, when they did say the problem with Vin Blaine, they mentioned certain things with other things, not just, but they attach other things to Vin Blaine, if you remember.
No, follow what I'm saying though. I hear but here's what I am saying though. I am in total agreement with the players demanding the resignation of the General Secretary. And if he doesn't resign, we don't play. If they don't have proof, I agree that they shouldn't. If they have proof, written proof, that he has resigned, and then they say, we are still not going to play, I have a problem with that. If they say that we want written proof, I am with them. But if they have the written proof that he has resigned from the position, and then they say tomorrow, we're not going to play because we were upset because of the beds we were in. We are not going to play because of the poor travel plans. We're not. I would have a problem with that.
Manins, right now, there's a lack of trust, and I can say, on my part, when I'm looking at it, if I was in their shoes and I saw that the first option after you got the word of the president that he would go, you saw the president doing a thing and saying, "Oh, he does not have the power," and then no, they kick the can down. The one meeting is there, they suspend him, then they say, "Oh, after the next meeting, we'll decide on an investigation." Come on. Everybody knew what was going to happen. And the thing is, now that he has said that he has resigned, one of the biggest problems they mentioned was communication. And the first thing that I think they should have done, somebody should have gone there with the actual letter. Was the letter even written as yet, or it was a verbal thing? You understand? Come on, man.
No, man, that is what I'm saying. I am saying, you're right, My point is this, and Nicholas Sylvester said the same thing. If the player receive a written communication that he has resigned and they decide that they are not going to play, I have a problem. That's all I'm saying. Once there is no letter, there is no proof. And if they say that, listen, we want proof, I can't argue with them because there's a lack of trust. My position is based on this one thing only. Is there proof that he has resigned in letter form, written in black and white? Once that is there, I'm telling you, the players need to play for the fans.
Well, let
me ask you this other question. If it is that Mr. Wint has resigned and it is official, would you need to protest?
Yes. Let me tell you one of the things also. Mr. Wint is not the person solely responsible for travel arrangements. Do you know that one of the vice presidents, you should know, one of the vice presidents are one of the people that are mainly responsible for their travel arrangements. That's one of his responsibilities. Do you know that, man?
The vice president?
One of the vice presidents that also falls under him. Do you know that?
I know that he's connected somehow with the people who do it. That is why I said that
he is from the western end of the island. You do know that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I said it on my program. I said, let me tell you again who should go. At a minimum, at the end of this cycle of game, Mr. Wint must resign. The person, the company, whoever is responsible for booking all of those things, that person need to resign or leave or be fired. Right? That's two. The manager of the team gots to go. I said it yesterday. They gots to go. That's three. The entire coaching staff, if Paul Hall is going to stay, they gots to go. Gots to go. And when the new persons come in, any toxic players who's going to create a divide between the locally born and overseas born players, that person, those players must go. I don't want anybody putting up anything on no social media, taking jobs at their teammate. If you do that, you can't be a part of the team. Those are, right now, those people need to go. After that, we can get some other people out. But at a minimum, these people must go.
Let's look at something quickly. I just want to discuss something quick here. First thing, players that have made posts or that sort of thing have gone on social media in the past. You include those in that is saying that in the past. If they have not recently.
No, man. I'm talking about some recent posts. Right? Because we felt like the division in the team was over. When players started making comments to suggest that people didn't come, and we who support and we who defend the boardhouse and zinc fence and we accept the call I have a problem with that because the coach today didn't suggest anything in his press conference that the players who are not here didn't have legitimate reasons.
So, Manins, the next question is, you say the coaching staff. So even though Mr. Hall and one of the players had made sure that the team had played, how would the blame go on the coaching staff now? Explain that to me.
All right. Who selected Hakeem Chambers?
Oh, so question. If I rely on you, Manins, if we are part of a group and I rely on you to do something, right? Like say the goalkeeper coach. Now, when you're picking a player, well, I can tell you this. I have been around teams that the JFF various teams, and I know that the picking up the goalkeeper always goes solely. They normally go Spider, which are the goalkeeper then better. This is something that I know, and Spider is the one. It's not Spider we're talking about now, though, but Spider is the one who makes the ultimate playing guard and picks which goalkeepers are the ones to go. So in a case like that, it's not the entire staff. It would have been the goalkeeper coach.
All right, so let me ask you again. Whoever was responsible for the inclusion of Mr. Chambers for this particular series of game needs to be removed from the job.
It's not the goalkeeper coach, but he might get blamed too.
Okay.
And here's why. If you see that goalkeeper come and you're watching the league, you should say, I want to go with him.
So Warren Barrington will take some blame too. Because leader, you are going now. Tell him what is.
Leader, do you know that Kemar Foster has been called up?
I heard that.
All right. So, why then somebody must not be held responsible for not calling Kemar Foster in the first place?
Hey, maybe the communique said, I'm just going to play devil advocate. Maybe the communique said, the Waterhouse keeper, and they just didn't know which one.
Wow, so like you have some friend in the coaching staff, you know, want to get fired.
The Waterhouse keeper, and they just never know which one to call.
Like that,
seriously?
No,
look here, they have made enough gaps. Look here, they have made enough. Look here, if it comes to player selection at all, alone, they have made so many mistakes with that. I would not ask the goalkeeper coach or anybody to resign over just that.
Here's a question for you, Maxwell. This is from Brian. He says, what is the role of the team manager in this whole debacle as well?
Oh, boy. He deals, well, look here now. The team manager deals a lot of the underground issue and that sort of thing. But he can only work with whatever he's given to work with. So the travel arrangements, once those are made, he has to just work with whatever is there. You understand? He doesn't make sure any actual booking and that sort of thing.
You are not managing, but you're not managing then. You are being managed.
One of the things that I think he was the one that should have said, hold on, the arrangements for the return, something not right. That is one of the things that I think he slipped up on, because that was what was one of the biggest things that when they found out after that the return arrangement was poor. The next part of the thing is the hotel that they were staying. He should have known exactly, because this day and age, you can do your checks on the hotel and so on. You understand, to find out what type of hotel you're going to be staying at.
As a manager of a team, right?
Responsible for that.
I have worked in team management, and I know the players around me. So if I'm a team manager and I see a certain player, I'm going to ask, listen, how this player is here? But let me give you some other important things that are being said. All right? Michael says $100,000 US if the match isn't played, my advice is to have the U20 on standby, just in case the players don't get what they desire. However, I know that the root of the football caused the problem. Right? Duclan is asking about what about Chris Williams' money? Because I hear people saying that it was Chris Williams who purchased the ticket.
Yes. He was one of them that assisted. It looked like it came from, when I say very high up, it looked like the minister had reached out to him, because we know that she was actually also called also. And it was a number of people that put together to make sure it wasn't just getting the money, it was getting permission for the charter plane to fly over various airspace. It wasn't as simple as that. So diplomatic measures had to also play. So they had permission to fly.
Chris Roman said, didn't that happen to Alex Thomas? JFF call up the wrong Thomas. Yeah. Man, it seems like there are many undefined roles in the JFF. Brian says team managers need to ensure that the arrangement for travel and accommodation of the players are in good stead. If the players are uncomfortable, he should be one of the first persons to know about it. Right? So, which is what I like. If I am a manager, shouldn't the manager also be having dialogue with the general secretary?
You should make sure everything done set.
To be honest, before he should have been the one that would have known exactly what the arrangements to leave and the time, everything and all that should have been able to check off before. And he should have been the one. He should have been able to inspect that hotel before the team reached there.
Let me ask you this, Sir Maxwell. How did the JFF officials come back? Good question, Neil. And did they stay in the same kind of couch beds that the players were staying in?
I never asked that question. I don't know. If I'm going to hope that they stayed at the same hotel, because if they did not stay at the same hotel, boy.
And did they come back on the same flight?
Yeah, man, them come on the same.
That's another issue again.
Yeah, man, they come on the same flight.
They came on the same flight.
Mm-hmm.
This one of my friends said today, like, this is not getting any better. It's only getting worse. Actually, we have just been told that there was no training today.
But man is one.
Yes.
Me not understand still now. Me think the play them shower the team manager out too.
Exactly. So this is what our problem. The team manager needs. Listen, we cannot be having these problems for so long, and nobody's being held accountable.
Unless,
let me tell you,
including the team manager. Yeah.
But unless the team manager
has been for so long, and they have had. And the thing is, when you do speak to him, he has this very understanding, and there are things that might be out of his power. So if he's saddled with certain things and he can't make a direct change, he has to try to work with whatever he's saddled with. Unless if he hears that, okay, there are issues with the return arrangements, he can't stop the team from going. He can't do that. He doesn't have that power. You understand? So you have to look at what, once you get certain things to work with.
So what I'm saying though is that how a player turns up at an airport, and the flight was not booked. The team manager don't know that. Isn't the team manager supposed to be in contact with the players?
Okay, Manins, I'm going to digress a bit here, right?
Well, Robbie Smith is saying that the players like Roy Smith. So there you go.
That's another thing. But let me tell you something. Last year, when Terry McGee was lost, I don't know if you remember that. At the time, I was not so active on social media.
When who was lost?
Yes, I'm going to use it. I'm going to call it that he was lost, because it came out. Let me tell you what happened. It came out in the newspapers that the manager and the coach at the time did not know where Turk McGee was. And I took it on myself to get through to Turk McGee. And when I got through to him, to be honest, I think the thing, it was part of the interview. It wasn't even an interview, it was just a talk. And he explained to me that he had to sleep on the floor and everything. A lot of that conversation never reached out there, right? But the Observer, where I used to work, got a bit of exclusive on that.
Oh,
if you heard,
I didn't know you got fired from the Observer, man.
No, man, I don't work at the Observer anymore. But I still have contact here. I work with a TV company now.
Okay, all right, boss.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
continue the story. Yes.
So when that happened, the first thing Turk McGee was, I shouldn't even call him. Anyway, I call him name already. He was able to basically let me know, right? All that.
Okay, listen. No, sorry that I'm laughing. Let me tell you why I'm laughing, though. That the team manager and the coach call a young player, the player traveling, and they did not know where the player. That is not what is. That is not what.
The coach did not know where he was. The coach.
And you call it. You call it.
What came out? Though,
you call it.
When I talked to him.
You said you called the player and you got
him. I had to. Well, I had to call the father. I call him. I got the number. I know the family. Because this is a youngster that play for me, you know. Right? So I know I was able to get through to him. Because I got through to him, though, but other people said they didn't know where he was. They didn't know. His former club Harborview, they said they didn't know his school. But I got through to him because, as I say, my thing with the players is at a different level. You understand? So when I got through to him and I heard the story, I said, the first thing I told him, I said, look here, you're going to have to call the coach directly because they have it to say that you just walk and you just walk off from the flight and nobody don't know where you are. So when the actual thing came out that he could not leave the airport because if he left the airport, he would have to quarantine for X amount of days. It was just sad when I heard the youngster tell him. And right away, I had to give him the number for Coach Whitmore and I told him right away, call the coach, explain exactly what's happened because they are having it and putting it in the media that he basically abandoned the team. Right? But as I said, the team manager, was in contact with him. So when it did come out, but that part didn't come out in the public, but that's what happened. So he has been making a couple errors. But the thing is, Rise a person that him work with the guys them, and the guys them do like him. Rise my actual friend. Somebody even like him to them thing here. Some of them know. And we can call him at any time.
So you don't think Rise should be fired? I should resign. All right, don't answer that one.
Well, you have people more deserving of being fired right now. You understand? If you should... fired, look here. Let me tell you something, man. If you remember back when people were licking out against Warren and the administration changed and the administration went from bad to worse, sometime, look here, one of the problems you have with the general
hold on a sec. Until
with no experience.
Hold on. Until Roy Simpson. Because, listen, originally when he started out, he was on the media talking, seemed to be very organized. Especially during Captain Burrell's time. Seemed to be very organized. Let me say this. Until he can come out and clearly outline some of these things, he shall be held responsible. And if he is held responsible, based on all that is happening, he's just as culpable as the rest of persons administrating the affairs of the football. And that is just the truth.
And man is one, in the thing where Chambers in the team. You want the man to make Chambers in the team. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go. And Mr. Simpson must know that there are persons who are 100% positive that the selection of Chambers is primarily him. And he needs to come out and disassociate himself from these things.
Tell the man to come out, come tell lie. The man is one.
But I want to know if the members of the federation stayed in the same couch beds as the boys.
What do you think, Mr. Ricketts sleeps in a couch bed?
I don't know. I'm asking because it would be more.
I'm going to ask honest man. I'm going to find out. I'm really going to find out because this is really interesting when I think about it. I'm going to find out if they actually stayed at the same place as they did, or they came there in the morning and did it. No, I'm seriously going to find out because that would be an indictment.
You understand me? Yeah. You understand me?
So man, they can't want the rough life like a ball head, man. Find something nice. Find something nice.
No. Listen. Listen. The ballers, you have listen. Unseen, I can't agree with that. You know why? They are footballers who are earning way more than the people in the JFF.
Manins, let me say one thing. When you think about it, you know, what you mentioned, whether or not they stayed at the same place. What I can say that I do know is that when a plane takes off and it goes to say Europe on a 7-hour flight or an 8-hour flight, and you have a player that is 6'4" and a member of the delegation that is 5'4". The 5'4" member of the delegation goes into first class with the recliner seats that makes them get a lot of comfort. But the 6'4" player has to stay in coach, and when he comes off, his legs are
No man. When we talk about coach, is not on the plane.
No, I know. You're not hearing what I'm saying, you know.
Oh.
What I'm saying is that in comparison, just like with travel arrangements,
sleeping arrangements, yes.
The sleeping arrangement might very well have been different. Maybe the various members stayed somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just guessing now, so I don't want people to take on that. I didn't say that.
We need to find out, because I would love to know if they all traveled on the same flight back. Because
yeah, man. Look here. When the problem came, you know, everybody was stuck there, you know. Because when I spoke to someone, they were all stuck. Everybody was stuck, and then now everything was pointing back at Mr. Wint, because everybody. You know, so that's how.
So how them travel back in the plane after all of those things?
Boy, look here. You have to understand, you know. When they travel back in the plane, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, there still was this hope that once they reached in Jamaica, Mr. Wint would be gone. So I think their mind, basically, with the president so-called giving them his word, and the players, they might be thinking that this is like Captain Burrell, who is going to just deal with it as they reach back, and that's it. What they found out that didn't happen. This man is going to carry all the way down the mulberry bush, all around halfway tree, downtown, and you know, and back up again. And they couldn't, and they said, no man, this has happened before. And they're not going to deal with it again.
So I think, you know, like I said, over time, listen, they are good persons. I've interacted, I don't want to call it, I've interacted persons at probably lower levels in the JFF, right, outside of the executive, who are very decent human beings and well thinking. I think I did an interview, for example, with Mikey Barnes a few and he said that he said, no man, the president is a nice man, you know, the kind of person you can sit down and have a juice with, but when you come on to the managing the thing, right, he said that. So
exactly, I can tell you the same thing. He's somebody that, let me tell you, I met the president, I think maybe once or twice. And I can tell you, I can talk to him on WhatsApp, and let me tell you, if all of the things that he agreed with me on, that I mentioned about the previous coach or certain things, if all of that was to come out to light, him couldn't, you know, certain people that hate him, You understand? Because certain things that he will say privately, and I agree with you on, believe me, you know, because it's quite a while. I can say it's quite a while now. He has probably been agreeing that the previous coach should have probably been gone. I can tell you. So, but the thing is, publicly, he has to. Well, let me tell you what the problem is. He tries to be too much of Nat Burrell. So he tries to be too accommodating, and it affects when decisions have to be made. Sometimes you have to make the decision and stand up as a president and not just be somebody that's there to make everybody happy. That's the problem with him. He's a nice gentleman, but that can't.
Listen, people, we have 150 likes and we have 310 people watching. Our 2,000 and odd views. Hit the like button if you have not done so yet, right? Neo is asking if Wint was in Suriname. Yes, he was. Right?
Come on, everybody, look here. All of these trips, you know, they go on these trips, man, because look here, the per diem is paid, you know. Per diem is quite good.
All right, but that's the other thing, though. Why would they need to send so many persons on a short trip to Suriname that is not properly organized? That's the next thing. All right,
why would they need to send so many people to Catalonia?
No, forget about Catalonia because that is it. Let's say that is free money. I'm going to
free money.
No man, follow me.
How is that?
No man, follow me now.
Just used up, you know.
No man,
they never have the money.
No, follow me now. I'm just going to the extreme, which is they got money for it, a free money. Them a Gullivan.
Which was
well, I know
it was used.
No man, yeah man. I understand that. Them a Gullivan. Them a enjoy themselves.
Okay.
All right. You enjoy yourself for Catalonia. Far place you go. I first see I go there. Suriname right around the corner. 2 hours. 2 to 4 hours. Right around the corner. You have been there already. You have gone there already. You don't book a proper hotel. You don't book a return flight. The player them coming back right after the match. You're not gonna have time to do shopping. Why so many people needed to go and get per diem? To do what?
And there are problems, and they make it public that they are in money problems, money issues. That's why they wanted the players to stay at the Harrisburg Center.
So
they have some issues.
Right? So here is where Neo and I agree. Because these guys say they are volunteering, but this is how they earn. So this is probably how they earn. When there are trips, we earn.
Of course. That's one of the things that used to happen in the past. Under Burrell had like one steady set of people that did these trips, and only change would be the head of delegation. But and a lot of people lick out against him and saying that, no man, you need to spread the thing around to have more people. And if you notice, when Burrell went, and Boxill was there, they started seeing a lot of everybody else going on these trips. And now, once again, you see the same thing happening. Look here, JFF not going to get better till you get out with the old boys network here. You need to really dig out the old boys network, and people need to realize this. You understand? You have too many people that have been there for 10 years. No, man. Come on. 2 terms and that's it, and you move on. As a parish president.
So part of my thing, is that that's what I'm saying to people. Now that Wint has resigned, who is going to be the general secretary?
And one thing I can say is that under various administrations, when Boxill came in, they also used a parish president at the time. And he also muffled through too. If you remember, the gentleman was from Portland, I think. He muffled through. So this is something. It's again the next general secretary. We don't know.
Brownman Security said that. I didn't hear who Brownman Security is saying that it's a guest house the players stayed at, not a hotel.
Oh Lord. So well, man, by tomorrow I'll be able to tell you if the administration also stayed at that guest house. Oh boy.
I don't know. Unseen, any question you have for leader?
A leader. Only thing I can say, no leader. You have to agree, say some of the money that the coaching staff need to lift up. See me? And a friend
Look
thing.
here, I
So,
agree. You have to go lift up some more of them. But for me, let me tell you what I want to see. I need to see the parish president. Look here, the board, everybody keep not understanding, you know. Wint is the easiest one to get rid of, you know, because he's actually employed. The next problem now is the whole 13 or 14. The only thing is that anybody that is there longer than 2 terms, I think we need to just have something in the bylaws somewhere that, you know, you go after 2 terms. You had people that normally on the JFF board for life. Come on, man. We don't want, look here, we need to see more of these people that have given so much of football to retire, take it easy, go and spend time with the grandkids and things, and leave it alone and give some younger vision. Because one of the things that is happening now, you know, is that, look here, a match is coming up like this, and the promotion is so woeful. They are stuck in a time past, and they are not knowing how to promote a match that is supposed to be coming up tomorrow and then next week. Even with the World Cup, the promotion is poor because they are stuck in another world of how things are done.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, leader.
They need some young, new thinking to get the thing up to par. It's the same thing I saw happening with the Premier League. And the Premier League got a younger gentleman to step in. And I can tell you, last year, what I saw, everybody could say that although people say, boy, they don't like the Captain Horace Burrell Center, a businessman took it over, did a business decision, made sure the thing went right through, and it was a good-looking football season.
Yeah.
And this season again now, where they say, okay, let's use some of the better fields, double headers. It is also keeping the league interesting.
Yeah.
You understand? Because if you look at the stands, you know, and most of these matches, you know, it looks good for TV. I can tell you. And
yeah,
the product
I don't want to go too far, but let me, because I want to pull it back in. But Tuffy Rudy, I know you have been you leader have been organizing a massive protest tomorrow up at the headquarters of the GFF, the National Stadium. Tuffy Rudy's some person are trying to find out if the protest is still on.
It must go on. Look here, it has to go on. Well, I can tell you, whatever happens, the protest not going. It's not a one-off thing, you know. The movement that we start, you know, it not going. Yes, I know. It's not just about protesting, you know. That is about whenever the time comes. And like right now, when I saw the names that you put up for reading under 20, I felt hope. I don't know if you remember in a previous show, I told you I had no hope for that under 20 to go anywhere. I told you, and I think one you said, no, don't bother say that. Right? And I held it back. But right now I can come out and say, yes, I did say that, but I have a lot of hope now when I look at what, if that is the actual final selection, I haven't confirmed it, but that looks like a team that can do well. And I think it is one of the best under 20 selections. The only thing that I am not happy about is that they didn't have enough quality matches in the preparation. But hey, we have to work with what we have here, and they have to do it match by match. I think we have a good chance.
Yeah, I see Neil Sovereign also said that if a vice president is connected to the travel agency, that the GFF keeps on giving them a commission contract, it might be an ethical conduct worthy of FIFA ethics committee investigation, right? Then he says term limits are mandatory. Marvin Agent says if Wint is the easiest one to get out and we can't get him out, how the hell are we going to take out the rest? Give me your take on that.
Imagine try to keep him in there. It's not, you know, they tried to keep him in there. They did. They were trying their best to keep him in there by just suspending him and then say, hold on, make we investigate. They were trying to do it, and the players had none of it, and they called their bluff. They thought that this would have worked, and it's obviously the players are too used to this. But on another matter, you know, they are how many matches are there supposed to be for now? You know? How many matches are they owed for?
They're owed for? We don't know because we don't know who. That is the issue.
No, man. They're owed for about, I think, 3. It's about 3? I think that's what I heard. It's about 3. And as we go, I think I'm going to just keep adding on here. And if we go by these next 3 years, that's going to be 6. So I don't know. I'm not saying that this is part of the issue, but for me personally, I would think it very hard to say, boy, tell somebody for say, boy, you know, at this stage when you see so much money being wasted at this stage, boy, I don't know. I really don't know. So for them for 6 matches instead of 3, when is it going to stop?
Yeah. Well. So the reports we have about it was Leon paid for the ticket from his car. That was not so.
No. What he did do, he did play a point because he was understand, and this is slack if that part is factual. He was one of them that helped to reach out
to the minister.
Right, and that alone says a lot. It says too much, and I can tell you something. If the current JFF, cannot have that, look here.
Cannot dialogue with the Minister of Sports, something wrong.
Captain Burrell, when anything wrong, you know, Captain Burrell right away him making up the noise with the minister, you know. So if the current JFF administration
cannot call the Minister of Sports, something wrong.
Call the minister, something is wrong. And I think that at this stage now, because that was one of the reasons why it was hinted by people that they were not going to be supporting something that it was obvious that they had not a clue about what they were doing.
So who is going to pay back Christopher Williams, the government or the JFF?
I don't know. I'm going to assume that he was asked to step in, and I'm going to assume it might very well be the government. The government can pay them back, you know, and take it back because the JFF gets money, you know, from the government every month, you know.
Oh,
so
okay.
A simple thing, you know. All they do is just say, okay, advance, and then they just take it back. It's a simple thing. No, man, that's not a problem, man. No, don't worry about that, man. Once you get money from go, no, man, that's easy to get back. That's just try remember, you know. Once you go, government has to go, man. Don't forget pay.
Unseen. What kind of credit card Chris Williams use? More one day credit card there, you know. Can pay for your entire charter flight with one swipe.
Come on. I mean, look here. Prove. What you mean? Look here.
Oh, jeez. Big up Coach Boris Johnson. It's sad, bro. It is sad. But let's hope that there is a game tomorrow. The players didn't train any at all. Maybe they just opted not to train. Man, I don't even know. This thing just don't seem to end. You understand me?
I'm going to hope that the person that tell me say, boy, about a waste of time. I'm hoping that something changes.
All right, so let me read this to you, Maxwell, right? This is the minister's press release. Yeah, Mickey, let me read it now. It says the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Grange, said today that her intervention with the support of a dedicated team facilitated the return of the Jamaica Football Federation delegation from a Reggae Boys football match in Suriname after they experienced difficulties with their travel arrangement to get back home. The delegation returned to Jamaica at approximately 7:15 this morning. Minister Grange said on Saturday the 4th, 2022, I was advised of challenges being experienced by the Reggae Boys delegation in Suriname. I was made to understand that travel arrangement for their return to Jamaica after the match against Suriname on Saturday had been cancelled and my assistance was being sought. I was told that because the players had to return in time for another match, normal flight schedule would not allow for their return. On my instruction, a number of steps were taken by the permanent secretary and the general manager of the Sports Development Foundation, that is Wilkes. Wilkes is a part of the technical committee, people, to assist in addressing the problem. A company was identified which we could charter a flight in the short time frame. Reggae boy Leon Bailey was instrumental in identifying the charter company. See? All right. We were advised by the company identified that the charter flight would cost US $105,000, which had to be paid immediately in order for the aircraft, which was in Mexico, to be released to pick up the team in Suriname. Unfortunately, with this taking place over the weekend, the circumstances prevented the SDF from accessing the required banking services. I'm going to continue, people. This is a long press release. All right. JFF President Michael Ricketts contacted Mr. Christopher Williams, CEO of Proven and chairman of the Premier Football Jamaica League, PFJL, to assist with the identification of required funds. And the government of Jamaica, through the Social Development Fund, committed to ensuring that the funds advanced would be repaid. Based on the commitment of the government, Mr. Williams put the necessary mechanisms in place to advance the payment for the charter flight, with the firm understanding that he would be reimbursed in the shortest possible time. All the parties involved were aware of the urgent need to act, bearing in mind the risk of Jamaica delegation being stranded in Suriname and the players not being able to honor the fixture schedule for Tuesday, June 7, 2022. I also had to speak directly with the Reggae boys, who were upset with the JFF administration, which they blamed for the crisis, at which point they agreed to play the game in Suriname on schedule. You know, here, people, and the Minister of Sports.
It's back to the step in tomorrow morning again.
The Undersecretary for the Diaspora Protocol and Consular Affairs Division in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, MFAFT, played a critical role in securing the landing and fly over permits. The team from the ministry were negotiating from Saturday afternoon until early Monday morning to ensure that the permits were received. I'll be writing to the JFF requesting a detailed report on the matter, and my team will continue to work closely with the JFF and the Reggae boys. We are also aware of other matters related to the management of what is possibly the most popular sport in Jamaica. We have come to the end.
What is one?
Look here.
Yes.
Look here. You have a number for Christmas? We need him number, you know.
We can't give him a number. Come on, no leader.
Yeah, money's my number already, you know.
Look here now. And you give her a talk in the morning, yeah?
You have me talk.
Paul. Sir Paul.
Yeah,
You know,
right. Yeah, man.
Seriously.
No, man.
Seriously.
I can talk to Mr. Williams, but you know, yeah, you can.
No, it's not Mr. Williams.
I will talk to Mr.
Man, seriously.
I will talk to Miss. I will talk to Auntie Bobsy, man. Not a problem. I will talk to her.
Deal with that,
She
man,
gonna step in and deal with it, man. Auntie Bob's gonna deal with it, man. And Wilkes are gonna ensure the gameplay, man. I'm gonna talk to the players and start that. Yeah.
But is that look here? It's an indictment. Right now it look like just after this letter alone, Wint not enough. Wint is not enough.
I am telling that more people need to
just
go.
Listen to the whole thing.
More people
Wint
need
is
to
not
go.
enough.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Of course.
Other people got to go. I'm telling you, you see that I'm not joking. Other people have to go. I'm telling you.
Wint not enough. Wint is just going to be the sacrificial lamb. Right? Wint not enough.
So I think the player should play this game and then some other people need to go.
Yeah. Because we have Mexico next, you know. So they have the time. Play this one and make us deal with the thing and take that seriously at this stage. Look here. The thing needs the shake-up needs to happen and some more heads to roll. Understand? Because no, let me tell you something. What is a conflict of interest? A conflict of interest is when you have a supposed vice president having direct links to a travel agency in some sort of way.
Let me tell you what. I'm tell you what. For people, Miss Grange, not allow the game to play. She's going to take action. The game is going to play. The boys are going to play. But she's going to step in. This is where I think you're going to see, like, this action and with what just happened with the girls, changes are coming. But the game need to play. Listen, there's no recovery for next. So we can forget, if the game don't play, we can forget about 2026. So I think the game needs to play, but other actions are going to be taken.
Other actions have to be taken. Because the way the things going right now, no man, the letter there is an indictment alone. Because boy,
so I think listen, so here's what I'm saying. Nobody in the federation can get the players to play. I think Mrs. Grange is going to speak to the players and say, listen, we are going to deal with this. Go and play. So what I want you to know is that if the senior team don't play, the U20 team not going to play in their tournament. So we have to be careful. The under 15, it could also affect the girls playing. I want the game to play for those things. So when we think about, so you may think like if Jamaica just don't play the game tomorrow, and FIFA steps in, it's only this senior male team.
That's everything.
It's everything. So I don't think the girls deserve that. I don't think these under 20 youth from all over deserve that. I don't think so. So I think for those reasons, Miss Green should see that the game is played. But after the game,
changes
other changes need to take place.
Changes have to come. But the problem is, the problem is there though. The government can't put only so much pressure because if they ball out that there's government interference, FIFA again.
No. She don't have. Remember, she said that the head of the Social Development Commission, which is Mr. Denzel Wilkes, who is a part of the technical committee. And because he's a part of the technical committee, she can use him as a person to bring about change.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So it is not government interference.
Okay.
That makes sense. One is one.
Neo, I'm going to send you a document. If they boycott this game, and Jamaica forfeits the Nation League, we will be out of all FIFA competition. I'm going to send you the document. It will not only affect the national team.
No, that is a fact. That is a fact. That's standard thing in football.
Again, Neo, I'm going to send. You know, me, we normally agree, but I will send it to you. If this is boycotted, they are going to pay the fine and miss out on everything.
It's going to set your football back where it will not recover from. But here, man is man. If you think about it,
so I'll send it
seems as if the TFF were willing to sacrifice a lot just to keep us in there initially. We're almost winning.
Yeah. Yep.
So tomorrow is going to be an interesting day, my management. So what we need to know is hear how early that this thing gets sorted out, that the match will be played, and we hope that the guys come out in the right frame of mind. And one thing I know in football, sometimes when you come through this adversity, we're going to see a big performance from the players. Sometimes you need this sort of thing to bring out the best. And I think if the game goes ahead, we're going to see a hell of a performance from them.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It normally happens that way. When you have some sort of adversity, it brings them to another level. It can either make them or break them.
Yeah. Yeah. So Neo, like I said, I will send you Neo, and maybe what I'll do, Neo, I will send a document and maybe you can. But what I know is that if they forfeit this tournament, which is what they'll be doing, it would have ripple effect to the other football stuff. So
just lump it one way, yeah, it's gonna affect you.
Yeah. So people we're going, but you know, so let's in the morning we'll let you know, but we're gonna have to run now 3 hours. Last word for you, leader, and then after that we'll hear from Unseen, and then we'll close off the show. Go ahead, leader.
Okay, all I can say is, look here, Wint is not enough. More have to go, right? Many more have to go, because the letter from Miss Grange tells too much about what is happening in the inner workings of the JFF, or what is not happening. I think it more tells what's not happening. And at this stage, we need to have our heads rolling. We can't be doing a sacrifice. So, what do you think goes tomorrow? Protest on 110%.
Yeah. Unseen, what say you?
Yeah, man, is one. So, people, just come out tomorrow. You know, we have moved forward with the protest. Now
Black shirts.
Yeah, black shirts. And we have put it out there, say, yeah, we need a change now. Enough is enough. JFF, time now for lead, for start treat the players them like they are, you know, players. Treat the players like they are the product. You understand? And give them the best treatment possible. And just communicate. Simple communication skills is not there. You understand me? We could have made the situation more easier and stuff. All of the man them who are done yet, just link leader, and leader will get the ticket them and sell it out to the necessary persons. Let us hope and pray that, you know, these players touch the field tomorrow so we don't get banned. Boy, man, I tell you. It's just a rough state of football, you know. But me share a different sentiment. I'm saying if the man going to stick out and now and come out, better we take the ban, brother. So you think so? And then we'll fix it. FIFA step in, it fix the hard way. You understand? COVID teach me a whole heap of things, you know. And when COVID did then a two-year ban, cause a 2-year ban we under, don't it? The football never go on. So the same for the same. We don't live with it. COVID force us to live with it. You understand what I say? So let us see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, I share your sentiments on seeing. I think the game needs to be played. However, if the players don't get written proof of the resignation, I am totally in agreement with them not wanting to play. Once they get written proof of the resignation, go and play, and then because there's a next game against Mexico. If you have other demands, let's go back to the table. And I think this is a blessing in disguise. I think the parish presidents, there needs to be some vote of no confidence. There needs to be other people who leave. I'm talking from the administrative side. When that is done, there are players as well that needs to be put in their proper place, because there's also some communication on social media platform that players have made that I cannot subscribe to. And if you want to make high demands, you must live in high integrity. You can't be demanding that people act in a particular way when you are saying some of the things that you're saying. So we're going to deal with the administration, as many as possible. But after that, I believe that some of these players have become too toxic. I know players don't like to say that. Listen, some of the players, when you don't get called, it's because other players are better than you. And as players, you have to stop speaking like you know for sure that players who are not born in Jamaica, they are not as committed as you. You don't know that. Leave that to the fans. These are your teammates. Let the fans say that, not you. Because there's no team that is divided against itself that will prosper. You cannot take stabs at your teammate even when you are upset. So, the first place that needs to be dealt with is the entire administration of football. But then we need to get a coach who can remove every toxic operating and behaving player from out of the system. And I'm speaking to those who always seem to be making reference in a derogatory way to players born outside of Jamaica. It needs to stop. Leave that to fans. All right? But that's it, people. Listen, thank you so much for sticking and staying for the entire night. Leader, thank you. Unseen, respect as usual. Check out Unseen Sports TV. How close are you to 1,000 Unseen?
That's what. 200.
Yeah, man. Listen, show him some love, people.
250.
Yeah, 250 more you reach there. Show him some love, people. Subscribe to Unseen Sports TV. You understand me?
Unforeseen.
Yeah, then you have, if you go into the game tomorrow, remember to wear black to protest. You understand me? I'm John Maxwell and the protesters out there, right? Thanks to all of you. If you haven't yet hit the like button, please do so before you leave. I am Man's Man. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And we are so glad that you have stayed with us. And listen, for some of you, let me say this. Some of you the person who started this splat thing is not Ian Campbell. It's not Ian Campbell. He's not the person who is responsible. Trust me, the person knows. All right? So, I just want you to know that. He is not the person, but the person knows. This all started because of one person. And we must be truthful. One thing you must not do is to create dialogue that destroy your own integrity. Be hated for speaking what's truthful. Never choose to be loved for lies, because lies hurt more than truth. And when it comes to these forums, we must set aside our personal agendas. A lot of you know that I speak highly of Daniel Green. He missed an opportunity. I would not come on this platform and say he played best and he's no. And people cuss him out. Some said don't put him back in the squad. I have kept silent. Because people have a right to speak to the truth that they see. All of us must operate that way. I still respect him, but your criticism of him is justified. Let's that be the way how we operate. All right. So bless up to all of you. We are over and out with a shout unseen. Bless up. Bless up one and all.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New heard this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, we cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocherase, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha! Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.